angry Tyrone deleted another customer at this man's tire shop, and his kids had to witness that, the owner. So, ain't nobody safe around Tyrone because they so mad. But they love to focus on black women. But today we can focus on you, Tyrone. How dangerous you are. Fair use? Let's watch.
Children traumatized after witnessing a murder in front of their father's tire shop. This happened over the weekend on Lockwood in the Cashmere Gardens area. ABC 13's Daniela Hurtado was live after speaking to the business owner. Daniela?
Erica, he says it all happened so quickly, right before their eyes. He calls the situation traumatizing. Tonight, that murder suspect, Anthony Ray Gardner, is sitting here on a $500,000 bond. And it's important to note that the state prosecutor's office asked for no bond because of the suspect's prior felony convictions. Surveillance video captured the moment an ambulance sped by and arrived outside of a tire shop on Lockwood Drive. When first responders arrived, they found a 53-year-old man shot to death. Tonight, he's being identified as Dwayne Warren Robinson. This photo was shared to us by his family, who wasn't ready to talk about the situation as they grieve their loved one.
Damn, you can't even buy a tire. You can't even go out and buy a tire or get some air in your
Martin Garza Torres is a tire shop owner. The shooting unfolded outside of his business on Sunday and says it all happened so fast. He says a suspect, Anthony Ray Gardner, was getting a tire at his shop. His maroon SUV is seen on surveillance photos here around 5:10 in the afternoon. Torres says the victim's car pulled up about 10 minutes later to get air on his tires. He says he's unsure what words were exchanged between the two men, but claims the shooting took place within a minute or less of the victim arriving. He says it was a terrifying scene. Torres says his family tends to come to his job after church on...
So here's, I guess why I'm playing this video is this. How is the manosphere and other men who think like them making black women a problem when we can't even be in the proximity of each other for more than a minute without some crap going on? I mean, the thing is, I'm really honestly asking is, how can you even think about other things in the world going on, including women, when we can't even be next to each other for more than a minute? I mean, don't you ever think about that? This is out to the fellas. Don't you ever say to yourself, damn, why are we like so, I'm going to be nice, aggressive towards each other? There must be some fake camaraderie going on, because how could we be doing this to each other in real life, but online and in the manosphere or whatever, acting like we all won and shit? I would really like to know. I would really like, I'm really asking. So after this video is done, after this live stream is done, I would really like you guys to put some comments on why things are like this in our community. Yes, I know it happens in other places, but it happens in our community the most by far. Instead of complaining about Black women, wouldn't you think it would be a good thing to maybe resolve this issue first? I don't know about you, but I believe all women, including Black women, do value safety. So don't you think the violence between your fellow man is a concern to those women that you feel you might want to interact with? Do you think they're supposed to just ignore all of this goes on every hour here in the United States? They're just supposed to ignore this. And so you Black women are supposed to see you as valuable, but we can't even offer the same amount of safety other cultures can. I'm not saying this necessarily and at all to run Black women away from you, but what I am saying is that why don't we raise our bar on safety? Why don't we try to improve the community? I can go to any one of the multiple thousands of manosphere channels, and none of you are talking about public safety. None of you. If you do, it is in complete passing. But you expect women to be submissive in this environment like this. I mean, let me play, you need to hear the tape again. Let me play the tape again. The guy wasn't even there for more than an hour. Listen.
Daniela?
I mean, and wait, no, a minute.
Erica, he says it all happened so quickly, right before their eyes. He calls the situation traumatizing. Tonight, that murder suspect, Anthony Ray Gardner, is sitting here on a $500,000 bond. And it's important to note that the state prosecutor's office asked for no bond because of the suspect's prior felony convictions. Surveillance video captured the moment an ambulance sped by and arrived outside of a tire shop on Lockwood Drive. When first responders arrived, they found a 53-year-old man shot to death.
53-year-old man shot to death. So it wasn't any kind of like, you can't say it's any young men or like that. And when they grow up, they'll be better. If they are able to grow up, they will be. This is a 53-year-old man.
Tonight, he's being identified as Dwayne Warren Robinson. This photo was shared to us by his family, who wasn't ready to talk about the situation as they grieve their loved one. Martin Garza Torres is a tire shop owner. The shooting unfolded outside of his business on Sunday and says it all happened so fast.
Listen closely.
Says a suspect, Anthony Ray Gardner, was getting a tire at his shop.
Damn, he looks evil.
Maroon SUV is seen on surveillance photos here around 5:10 in the afternoon. Torres says the victim's car pulled up about 10 minutes later to get air on his tires. He says he's unsure what words were exchanged between the two men, but claims the shooting took place within a minute or less of the victim arriving.
What can you say to somebody in a minute to make you want to delete them? Utterly amazing in a very painful way. Utterly amazing in a very painful way. Let me break it down like this. Here we go, folks.
My 5th birthday party is coming up, and this year I think I'm getting an ice cream cake. Do you like ice cream cake? Well, I'll save you a slice. Love you, Brandon. Hey, Dad. My 10th birthday party is next.
Stop for 1 minute. Let me remind you, the last video was brought to you by Pretty Black Magic 99.
Next week. And when I woke up this morning, the first thing Mom said was, "Dang, you look just like your daddy." Maybe that's why my reflection is so unfamiliar sometimes. Anyways, I really hope you can make it to the party this year. I miss you a lot. All right, well, I'll see you at the party. Hopefully. Sincerely, Brandon. Hey, Tyrone. I just turned 16 years old today, and about a week ago, I thought about inviting you to my birthday party this year because all the kids at school always ask, "Are you going to make it?" And I always end up telling them that you're out of town. Now, Mama told me stop lying so much, but technically you are out of town, so I guess I wasn't really lying because what's a little half-truth when we've only ever known half your roots? But I'm tired of sticking up for you. I'm tired.
This is brought to you by Angry Biracial.
Out of all these sleepless nights. nights. I'm tired of coming out with excuses for your absence. I'm tired of trying to reform my self-image into something that you would consider to be beautiful. I'm tired of trying to earn the title of being called your son as if it wasn't my birthright. So you know what, Dad, or Tyrone, whoever the hell you are, I'm done. Because all I ever wanted was for you to acknowledge my existence. But despite my persistence, I haven't even met resistance, just absence. And I hate the fact that I still want you here. But I'm done being caught in this delusion. The idea that you, a mirage, could alleviate my confusion. I don't need you. I never did. This is my last letter to you, Tyrone. Goodbye. Dear Tyrone, for 25 years I cried in the pillow sheets wondering why you left me. Wondering what I could have done to have earned your love, or how I pushed you so far away. Your absence, like a flame, found home in the kindling of my insecurities, and my mind became a wildfire. And as I ascended in age, my sorrow turned to rage, because I wanted to move on, but I simply couldn't turn the page. Or I didn't want to, because somehow being angry with you still made me feel close to you. And despite our lack of history, Tyrone, I've come to learn that pain, like secrets, can only control you if you hold them within. So I've laid down these woes at the altar of Christ just so I can tell you this. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you so I can finally be free. No longer shackled to my misery, because this situation is so much bigger than you and me. This right here is generational healing, because I'm getting married soon. And I want our first chapter together to be started off on the right page with you by my side as I marry my bride. Because Tyrone, for the first time ever, I can honestly say, I love you. And I actually mean it. So will you be there for my biggest day ever? Sincerely, your son, Brandon. Hello? Hey, Tyrone. I got something I'd like to read to you.
You know, that reminds me a lot of Mr. Let Go, because he is in his mid 40s and he just recently met his father. And it's funny because he then proceeded to shit on his mother because he believed this man that had avoided him for years, okay, was telling the truth about what went on between him and his mother. That's some weird shit. But let's go. Let's keep it going. We're going to go into Dwight Howard very quickly. Here we go. Where is it? Here we go. No, actually not. Let's go into a little bit of Melanie King for a minute. This is weird. I'm not going to play very much of it because we don't need much. Listen closely. Oops. Hold on. My bad. Boom. Here we go.
I wanted to play this video, and I'm going to tell you, I beg your indulgence. The video is 2 minutes long, but it's worth listening to by women and by men, even beyond the Black community, but especially in the Black community. This is what Ebony Williams my buddy, had to say as it pertains to black women and how they should be looking for their wedding rings at the same time as getting their college degrees. Don't wait till you're 30.
Okay, this is going to be really funny. You're going to find this real funny. Okay? This is what I don't get. We have a gorgeous Melanie King here, okay, with or without plastic surgery, using an example to prove her point, but using an example from a man who left 2 women without a husband. I am not judging Stephen A. Smith, but I will say this. What is it in this culture that people that have expressed or shown low morals, or people that are like, have a questionable past in a certain topic, but then they come out only to judge those other people who may be doing better than them? That's the weird thing. If I was Stephen A. Smith, knowing of my past like he does, of being in, of having 2 women, he made baby moms, never married them, nothing wrong with that, but there is something wrong with that when you start to judge others in the similar arena. It's like a shoplifter judging another shoplifter. It's like, dude, this isn't even, dude, you need to sit down. You need to sit down. And Mr. Snoopy, you broke it down. It's always the ugliest dudes screaming the loudest about nonsense. Bars. It is. It is. It's always the ugliest dudes, whether it's inside and out or both.
30 or 40. Get it in your 20s while you're in college.
Ooh.
That's what Ebony Williams is saying. If you don't believe me, listen up.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as Black men age, their desirability increases.
That is not true. But let's keep it going.
Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for Black women.
Even Melanie doesn't believe it. She really doesn't. Think about it like this. If that was true, right? Then if these men were getting such a hard time from Black women, they would be all dating out. 40 and 50-year-old Black men would be dating out. It would be the most common thing they do. Because it's like, hey, my value's up, so I can land myself somebody else in another culture, right? That's what they would say, right? That's what they should be able to do, right? If Ebony was right, that would be it. The funny thing is that what Ebony is saying actually makes Black men look worse. Listen closely. Listen closely.
Mm-hmm. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades. The reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating.
The fact that she sounds like Kevin Samuels is very interesting, but listen closely.
With every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us.
Look at Mr. Two Baby Mama Stephen F. A. Smith over here. Then I have Ebony right here and Melanie right here. talking specifications she knows nothing about. This is complete red pill rhetoric at its worst or best, depending on how you want to look at it.
And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger Black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated Black men are so low when compared to Black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men.
So what kind of flex is that for men if there are more college-educated Black women than there are more college-educated Black men? That's where the whole thing falls apart. And it's funny because it seems like nobody gets it, including the smart Kevin A. Smith, that was a roast on Black men. That's a roast on Black men. I concede to it. If she's saying that Black women have to choose Black men in college because they won't have another opportunity to see any Black men, in intelligent or well-off Black men anywhere else, what does that tell you? That's not a flex. That's not a flex at all. Not one bit.
And as we heard
With
today,
stats.
on most campuses, there's like 7 Black women students for every 1 Black man student.
That is not a flex for Black men. So basically, look at these 2 red pillars in front of you, soaking up what Ebony K. Williams is saying in red pillese and red splaining, right? But if you really think about it, it's a roast on Black men. What she's basically saying and admitting is that Black women are 7 times more successful in education than Black men. How else can you see it? See, this is the problem we have in our community. We take negative specifications and try to flex with them. Oh, look, you're not that desirable. Look, there's 7 of you to 1 of me. Because not forgetting to make the statement that, oh yeah, all my other guys, they couldn't make it to college. And in most cases, I will say this, it's not that Black men are dumb, it's just we don't take important things seriously, including education. So this is a funny thing. So Stephen A. Smith wants to talk shit about Black women. Let's face it, I'm sorry for swearing, but it's the only way for me to get it out. And Melanie King wants to make Black women accountable, but Melanie, who's accountable for the other 6 guys who didn't go to college or couldn't go to college for whatever the reason, and there are many? Who's accountable for that? Who's accountable for that? Who's accountable for who is making the community the way it is, where every hour another man is deleting another man in our community? Who's taking accountability for that? I'm not gonna scold you, Mel, or I'm not going to roast you, Melanie. But you have to understand, especially after you said that Black women are the worst, right? Number one, if we were, why are you, if that's your point of view, why are you even talking about Black women at all? But let's go back. I digress. But what I do want to talk about is how do you see this as a flex so much that you want to view this on your channel without, this is not helping. Let me say this. This is not helping our community whatsoever. Because as you heard out of Ebony's mouth, right? That Black women technically are outperforming Black men in education 7-1. You don't say, well, no, that's not true. No. Don't say that crap, because you agreed to it. You agreed to what she said. 7-1. Who's taking education more seriously? Who's being accountable for their education? Black women are. So how can you sit there with a straight face, okay, and try to make women even more accountable than what they have been in the first place? That's what's weird to me. And that's why I'm going to play this next clip right here. Pause it. Got to take down the volume a little bit, make sure it's almost, it's equalized. Here we go. I'm going to fast forward it because I don't want to play the music. Okay. Let me start it right here. Listen close.
Hello, everybody. And
this is a man talking about another man, so they can't say I'm bashing nobody, but listen close. Here we go.
welcome back to Around the Association. Stephen A. Smith, ESPN First Take host, actually host to his own radio show, No Mercy, and a plethora of other things. He's, a New York Times seller, best-selling author, that is. And Stephen A. ESPN absolutely uses almost in every single scenario. I mean, the guy is on call anytime there's a sporting event. And obviously it's because he's who brings the network.
This is by Around the Association, by the way. Here we go.
For the most rated.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ain't no jive.
I mean, that's just point blank simple. If you haven't paid attention to it, if you watch ESPN, soon as actually let's start before First Take comes on, you have Stephen A. on the show before, like I think Get Up is in the lineup before First Take comes on, and he's on there and he has to stop in there and gives his opinion, or they put up a tweet he said. I mean, and then he's on First Take, and then after that, the show after it have to play back what Stephen A. said on First Take, and they talk. I mean,
well, this is the hypocrite. Segment. If you don't already know, here we go.
He is their cash cow. Now, Stephen A., for all of his outgoing ways, I mean, he says, like, hate him or love him, he's always, talking. He's making these declarations. He's very entertaining, or else there's no way he would be able to command the type of attention he does for ESPN.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. I would say he's entertaining to some. His bellowing and his yelling doesn't really work for me, but it works for a lot of other people apparently.
Now, recently, while he was actually out promoting his book Straight Shooter, and he was on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne, and Charlemagne actually asked him and brought up something that Stephen A. don't really ever touch on, and he said it's one of the things that actually his mom before she passed actually was disappointed in him on. Take a listen right here.
I think the relationship with your father is the most important part of the book, because it opens up so much.
This is very important. relationship with his father. Here we go.
This stuff like you talk about how watching your father and your mother's relationship made you never want to get married.
Yeah.
And you talked about things in the book I didn't know. I didn't know you had 2 baby mamas. How did
There we go. Again, it's not the problem about him having 2 baby mamas. That's not it. Let me make it clear. That's not it. Better than 7 or 8, like some of these rappers have, and people will going to be going over. The problem is his judgmental behavior about Black women. No, he's a very knowledgeable guy. He knows that Black men, we put each other down in the worst way every hour. He sees us behaving badly. He's made statements about it, but for some reason, he feels like he wants to go in on Black women. When are we going to say, you know, something? Whether we have, why don't we have the maturity in our community as Black men to say, look, Black women may not be acting the best that we believe they can, but I think we got a much bigger fish to fry in ourselves. We need to check each other. We need to represent our community better, but we don't do that. You know what I hear back from most people? That's not my problem. There's nothing wrong with me. Or they do or say something that proves my point. Let me repeat. They do or say something that proves my point. Whether it be doing online F shit or doing offline F shit, they're doing something that proves my point, that we have a mental issue in our community. We have a psychological issue in our community. Instead of Stephen A. Smith saying, hey, you know, you may not like what the ladies are doing, but we need to get some psychological help in our community. We should start programs and so on and so forth. You know what he does? He literally, in so many words, joins the manosphere. Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down like this, and it fits perfect. Blaming Black women absolves them. This is the safe, sunken place that resolves all fault for them. Get out of jail free card, bars. Let me make another example real quick.
So I walk in the house, and that's when I see all the paraphernalia on the table, some with peanut butter. And I'm like, hey, hi, mommy. I'm like, you okay? And he was like, yeah. And I'm
Some with peanut butter.
like, what's wrong? Nothing. And then he asked why his dad was being so mean.
The people who know what's going on in my bed, they know what the hell going on with my bed and what the hell I do in it. That ain't for everybody on the internet. That ain't for no blogs. That ain't for no websites. I don't got to tell nobody where I put my wood at.
Dwight Howard's ex and mother of his son, Royce Reed, just dropped a major bombshell and revealed that during the COVID quarantine, Dwight organized vile freak-offs.
He went beyond, you know, being apologetic for cheating on his wife. He went way past that. You can tell he read the Kevin Samuels book on cheating. You can know that because he felt no shame for that. And he feels no shame for putting wood into men and women. Let's face it, that's what he's talking about. And he's a role model. He's a role model. Anybody so is Dwight Howard a role model? And you can tell he could care less.
House, and his son Braylon saw everything. Now, a few years back, a judge ordered Braylon to stay away from all children younger than him because he was caught inappropriately touching someone. And fans are now saying it sounds like Braylon was copying what he saw at Dwight's parties.
His son made her boyfriend's son him off.
Wow. This is the thing. A lot of the critics out there are saying, why do you bash black men so much? Why do you bash? I don't. I just click the tape. I'm a DJ. I spin the records. It's Dwight. It's Melanie. It's Stephen A. Smith that are bashing black men with their own behavior. I don't have to. I just got to hit play. I'm just keeping it real. You guys like it kept real, right? I need to rewind this part because it needs to sink in. Listen again. This is Dwight Howard, role model for the black community. Listen closely.
So I walk in the house, and that's when I see all the paraphernalia on the table, some with peanut butter. And I'm like, hey, hi, mommy.
What do you mean when she said some with peanut butter? Please explain that to me in the chat, please. When she said paraphernalia, some with peanut butter, what did she mean? I mean, is this what the life of a high value man is? And I have that high value man, I have that in quotation marks. Let's just say that. Because I think we went over high value before. And what value is somebody who's disrespectful to you? What value is that? Mr. Snoopy says, I was hoping you would explain that to me, DJ Torch. Bridget, I think Bridget breaks it down, a dirty D toy. Basically, paraphernalia, where do you get paraphernalia from? Let's just say, a store that stays open really late at night. And if there's peanut butter on it, well, let's just say, yeah. Before I continue, let me kick into some shout outs. Wise Thinking Knowledge is in the house. Brina West is in the house. Bridget's in the house. Mistress Newbie is in the house. The LW Academy Hub for Women is in the house. Miss RV is in the house. If you're in the house, let me know. We got New Diamond in the house. We're going to keep this going. Let's keep this going. Rella is in the house. Sela is in the house. Let's keep it going.
I was like, you okay? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. And then he asked why his dad was being so mean.
The people who know what's going on in my bed, they know.
Hey, and this is the ignorant part. Let me stop it right there for a second. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care. I just find it really weird he does it right in front of his son. His little son. It reminds me of that Kevin Samuels clip where he was stating that scenario about what if I, touched he was saying, you know, Kevin Samuels was saying, what if I touch one of your daughter? What would you do? And it's like he was making the point that a woman should still stay with a man even if he was accused of abusing your daughter. That's queer. Here we go.
Dad was being so mean.
The people who know what's going on in my bed, they know what the hell going on with my bed and what the hell I do in it. That ain't for everybody on the internet. That ain't for no blogs. That ain't for no websites. I don't got to tell nobody where I put my wood at.
Dwight Howard's ex and mother of his son, Royce Reed, just dropped a major bombshell and revealed that during the COVID quarantine, Dwight organized vile freak-offs at his house and his son Braylon.
If you didn't hear what she said, because I understand they want to keep their numbers up, I'm not too worried about it. She said they have freak-offs. So he had freak-offs too. So we can't just say, I'm putting this out here because it's important that we know that this seems to be more spread amongst us in our community than just Diddy and some famous other people.
Braylon saw everything. Now, a few years back, a judge ordered Braylon to stay away from all children younger than him because he was caught inappropriately touching someone. And fans are now saying it sounds like Braylon was copying what he saw at Dwight's parties.
His son made her boyfriend's son.
Okay, her son made her boyfriend's son
him off.
Jay him off? Her son made her boyfriend's son Jay him off.
Yeah, inappropriate misconduct of a minor or something like that is charged. Yeah. I'm just curious as to where the son could have gotten it from, because that's predatory behavior.
The whole thing sounds not just
wow. Taylor breaks it down like this. Wow, Brina West. I lived in Seattle. Mayonnaise girl got walked on in mole at her dog. Dang.
But also illegal. And Royce said she's considering filing a lawsuit against Dwight, just like Cassie did with Diddy. Speaking of Diddy, rumors recently popped up that Diddy and Dwight used to party together. And apparently Diddy had a thing for Dwight for a long time. But there's a lot more that Royce Reed revealed. So let's break it all down.
We ended up going to court. And I had a video of Braylon covering his face because he was saying how people were blowing smoke in his face, how Daddy's friends look like zombies at the bottom of the stairs. Daddy acts weird.
Just when we thought we heard it all about how sick the entertainment industry is, Dwight Howard's ex, Royce Reed, joined the chat and revealed she witnessed Dwight having a freak-off session in front of his young son. To give you
what the hell? Did you wait, did you just hear what I heard? Wait a minute.
Reed joined the chat and revealed she witnessed Dwight having a freak-off session in front of his young son. To give you some context, back in October, Dwight confirmed he's been hooking up with men after his alleged victim, Stephen Harper, filed a lawsuit, claiming Dwight SA'd him and forced him into a threesome with a trans person named Kitty. Dwight admitted that he, Stephen, and Kitty all hooked up at his house. However, he claimed the entire encounter was consensual. Dwight
Wow, this is getting much bigger than I thought. This is crazy.
He also posted a video addressing the allegations. However, he ignored the lawsuit and alleged SA, and instead slammed fans for being nosy.
That ain't nobody business where I put my head. Y'all just weird. If you want to know what people...
Wait a minute. He's having freak-offs in front of his son, and we're weird. That's weird.
Doing in their bedroom and who they messing with and sleeping with. You are weird. You're the weird one. Oh, shoot. Y'all heard about that, Dwight? They said Dwight was in a text message and a guy. Who cares?
Unfortunately, it's true. The internet was more interested in making memes about Dwight's sexuality than focusing on these very serious allegations. But now it turns out these allegations are even more disturbing than we thought, because Dwight's ex, Royce Reed, revealed that Dwight was throwing freak-off parties while his son Braylon was in the house. Royce recently...
That's the issue. I mean, first of all, the thing is this: morality has gone. The whole discussion about morality with Dwight Howard should not be discussed because, I mean, having freak offs generally it's just not a moral thing you do, especially when you're married. And it sounds like to me his wife has just given up on trying to keep him from cheating on her. But the child component is where it gets disgusting. And so let's keep it going.
Appeared on Vlad TV and revealed that during the COVID lockdown, when the rest of us couldn't even visit family members in hospital, Dwight was throwing wild parties at his house with every pronoun.
There were a lot of parties, and we're supposed to be on quarantine. So that was an issue in itself because who are these people? Why are they here? You know, had they been tested? You're saying the world is ending, but yet you're inviting the world over.
She nailed it there. She seems like a very intelligent woman. The only mistake she made was marrying him.
And it was all types of people. Every pronoun was there.
Royce was staying at the guest house, and she recalled how one time she woke up from a nap to find the main house full of people doing all kinds of vile things.
I felt like I was in an episode of something because it's people throwing up over the balcony. Like, you got others cursing each other out, calling each other bitches, and then I'm sitting here first thing after seeing this is, where's my child?
Royce panicked when she saw a table of what was probably substance paraphernalia and peanut butter. She then asked Dwight where his son was, but Dwight seemed like he couldn't care less.
In the house, I see him even before I walk in the house. What's wrong? Where's Braylon? I don't know, he's somewhere. Seriously? So I walk in the house and that's when I see all the paraphernalia on the table, some with peanut butter, and I lose it. And then there's a girl who just peed in a seat. And then, like, I don't even know if Kitty was there. I might have met Kitty. I don't know.
Oh, is this what Black women have to look forward to if they get with a high value man under the Kevin Samuels theory? Or is it something more like this? Let me pause it right here. Is it something more like this? More like this. Now, how many men out there feel proud about the behavior of DJ Akedmiks? Women, if this is embarrassing, hit 1. If it's not embarrassing, hit 2. If you just simply don't care, feel free to hit 0. To me, I'm embarrassed. If I went to like an establishment that was really nice and this man is acting like this, I'm like, this is a bad look for us, brother. This is a bad look. Remember, he chose her. And she's not Black. Not even close. Indiana Mom, 000. Welcome, Indiana Mom. Brina West is in the house. Bridget's in the house. Miss RV's in the house. Mistress Newbie is in the house. If you're in the house, let us know. Just put something in the chat. I'm going to keep going. Why not? Wow, another role model. Hey, they love themselves some. They love them some DJ Akedmiks here online. This is just another angle. Security guy in the dress in the suit is security. Wow, that's it. That's it, DJ. Make us proud. Akedmiks, make us proud. Yeah, way to go. Going to an establishment, you're supposed to be representing us in a good way, and that's how you do it. Way to go. So, okay, let's you explain it.
She was fighting with some other girls that wanted to take pictures. DJ Akedmiks is clearing the air before the blogs.
This is FC The Truth.
Start running with a story and a narrative. He's getting in front of it. Let's listen to DJ Akedmiks tell his side of the story and what actually went down.
Let's hear the red splaining, please.
Miami, the whole situation. Let's listen and we'll talk after the video. I'm gone.
Yo, y'all up in here like this is like a speech. Hey, let me tell you this. The only reason I'm even like, because I really wasn't just going to address this at all, but I knew there were probably going to be female blogs that are going to pick this up because I'm not the most liked person when it comes to, like the dudes. Like I have a lot of, like most of my audience are male. But when it comes to women, they can't wait to like me go down. You get what I mean? So I knew they weren't even going to see it for what it is. They're going to be like, okay, how does this look bad?
How are we supposed to see it, sir? I mean, that's the funny part, is you're acting a fool in public. How are we supposed to see it? I mean, sometimes the action itself tells us everything we need to know.
On him. And
welcome back, Black Tina.
Yeah, without no context, you've seen a man in between, like, first of all, a man shouting at a woman, or a man in between two women, and you see fighting. That all happened. Look crazy. But
yeah, the fact of the matter is, you made it happen. Look how he's looking up. He won't even look at the camera. He's thinking this lie up as he talks.
You know what I mean? I gotta understand the truth of it. And
what's the truth? The truth of it is what we saw. What do you want us to think? See, get ready for some. Here we go.
I know when I learned a bunch of lessons here. And first lesson is I can't go out with y'all chicks no more. I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? I think, most women these days are growing up on baddies.
Wait a minute. Now he wants to complain about the women he chose. And I'm going to show you, this is his consistent behavior. Okay? And you're going to be very, very shocked when I show you his upgrade, what he deems as an upgrade.
Growing up on these really ratchet, like they're looking up to, like, look how many times like Shade Room posts Krishan Rock and Blueface.
Who chose the ratchet and then commenced to behave ratchet? No accountability whatsoever.
Really, like, I don't think y'all understand the effect this has on women. Women really going out these days to be fighting and doing all that type of stuff. So anyway, I'm in Miami, bro.
Wait a minute. Men are deleting each other at 1 every hour, and you want to talk about women going out to fight? Negro, please.
I'm on some work trip, bro. Like, literally, I'm doing my Spotify thing out here. I ain't got time for none club.
If you don't have time for it, then why are you arguing with a woman? Well, it's beyond argument. You actually technically assaulted her, but let's keep it going.
Again, I really didn't want to bring this chick with me because, like, I mean, bro, let me tell you, number one.
He hasn't said anything. He really hasn't said anything. He hasn't told us anything about how he felt, how she felt, why he pushed her, why she pushed, through his hat. Nothing about that. This is all red splaining, gaslighting at its finest.
Fame ain't for everybody. And a lot of things ain't for him. Like people don't know how to understand, just deal with it. I mean, I didn't know.
Why are you worried about people? You came on here to explain what you did, not people. That's how you know. That's how you know he's gaslighting, because he has not even, he said, I'm going to talk about the situation, but he hasn't even talked about the situation.
To do a lot of stuff that I still don't really know. But what happened is when you have somebody who might be a significant other, bro, mixed liquor and all this stuff.
Why is he looking up in the sky? He knows, he's been on YouTube and been in front of cameras enough to know where the freaking webcam is and that you're supposed to look into it. He's being disingenuous, in my opinion.
It's new to them. They don't know how to act. You know what I mean? How they going to act? They going to act just like they see every crazy online. So anyway, we up in Komodo. For every, like, I don't know. I think they were waiting on Burna Boy or somebody to come through. But I guess I got there before Burna Boy. The DJ just like, yo, Akedmiks in there. Akedmiks. And so like, saying I'm no like huge star and like that, but like, just in there be like, oh, let me just go take a picture. I'll probably see him online, right?
Yeah, Indiana Mom says this. He's too busy on Spotify, yet still screams at Maria in public and looks like a fool. Bars. Exactly. LOL at this is Mr. Snoopy. LOL at Indiana Mom. Same here. I am the only black person in my white neighborhood with a police officer at every corner of our suburbs. All right, Mr. Snoopy. I hear that. You know, here we go.
So chicks is coming up too. They just want to come take a picture. Bro, I'm used to this, bro. I don't go out in public if I'm not ready. Always said this. This has been my life for a little while. Bro, the chick I'm with, she under the liquor. The liquor kicking battling with the demon. Like the demons.
Oh, how does she get drunk? I thought men were supposed to be leaders and, keep women from getting drunk when they're not supposed to. Oh, what happened? Oh, let's see.
Keela, dog. Like, so like, you know what I mean? You know how girls, when they get drunk,
my
go
bad.
loud.
My bad. She's a preference. He can't, you can't tell preferences what to do.
I ain't tripping on that. But now she's seeing just girl after girl coming up, hugging, taking pictures. You know what I mean? Like she's kind of just like, she's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, like, you do know who you're with, right? Like, you like, again, I ain't, you know what I mean? Like, in terms of like a popular person, but you're in Miami at a very popular place and they see somebody who they think they know, they want a picture. Bro.
Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down like this. All black men are always the victim. This is no surprise. Blame and bash. I like that. Anything to divert the negative image they project to the world. Bars.
She's starting to get jealous. All right, cool. I kind of noticed a little bit too, but everybody knows. I'm standing on the thing, girl come up.
And so he starts to triangulate. Instead of assuring her or whatever, right? And he's probably already cheated on her. So she probably already, her self-esteem is probably not where it needs to be. And again, remember now, he chose his preference here, which is no problem. You can date anybody you want. But why are you blaming other people for something you caused?
Picture, girl, come on, picture. She all of a sudden just start bulldozing these chicks out of the way. Like,
yeah,
yo,
Rena breaks it down. Liars don't look straight into the camera. Yeah, even a camera. You would think they could pull it off, but he can't even do it.
Yo, what's up? Like, yo, you with me? And I'm like, yo, shorty just wanted a picture. Like, chill. She just wanted a picture. Relax. Bro, she's in her feelings the whole time. Like, and I'm like, yo, don't you understand what comes?
He's not famous enough that people really want to come up to him and get pictures like that. Okay.
With dating somebody who has some type of attention. This ain't your local, but this what,
I'll pause it right there. LOL at Indiana Mom, same here. I'm only, okay, wait, I already read that.
I'm taking a lot of blame for this. Like, just how I mentally,
exactly why I seek knowledge. He is just making stuff up. That's why his eyes are darting. We saw it on the dating shows. Remember? Yep, we sure did.
I'm processing this, bro. Like, you can't just grab any type of chick and be like, yo, come on, like we gonna live a different life. We gonna be here, there. No, these chicks been dealing with bums, crackheads, drug dealers, scammers. Like, you know what I mean?
In California is a real Becky Land.
Like, so, like, I ain't even trying to be too negative. I was trying to just keep it factual.
Notice now he hasn't really brought. He really hasn't in an articulate way even explained what happened. He's just kind of bouncing back and forth and then trying to distract.
Now I'm with people. That's the thing. I'm with other people. So there's a couple of girls that's with us. There's a couple of dudes with us too, right? The girls are noticing this.
216 believes that DJ Akedmiks is lame, you know, and all that other stuff. Yeah.
Because none of them is like that. Like, you know what I mean? They didn't have a though, but they're not like that. They're noticing, yo, why is Shorty mad extra? Like, you know what I mean? It's mad obvious when people are looking at you. You're in a club and your drunk significant other is in your face like, yo, you know who you here with? Like, yo, she thinks it's on a reality show. I'm looking at her like, you know, like every head is in here. Like, you know, what are you doing? Right? Again, I'm still blaming on the alcohol. You know what I mean? It's tequila kicking her.
Yeah. I wonder how she got it in her body. I assume that he bought it for her, right? Right? He's her dude, right? He's the leader, right? See how easy it is? Looking up to the sky and shit. How did she get? See, that's how this whole thing falls apart. Is how did she get the alcohol in her body? If you are the leader of the relationship, you're either not the leader or you bought it for her, but either way, you allowed her to consume alcohol to the point where she was incapacitated to a certain level. To the point where you're blaming her for your own behavior. That's crazy.
All right, bet. I'm walking out the spot, so we leaving the spot. We supposed to go to another spot. I see another girl who says, yo, Ak, what's up? And she kind of runs up. My chick wasn't with me, so she was in the bathroom or something. So she comes out a couple seconds later. She sees this girl basically talking to me, and she just pulls like a truck stick move. Boom, hit the chick. Knocks her out, and then, well, not knocks her out, but like she kind of shoulders her, like, yo, whoa. So she started talking to me, like, so she's in my face and shit like that. She's like, yo, what you doing? Like, yo, you wilding right now. So that's what she's saying to me. I'm like, bro, I'm not wilding. People just want pictures. That's just all it is. People just want a few pictures. That's it. Bro, she is tweaking. Why are you entertaining bitches? Why are you doing this? Why are you this? Yo, I'm here. I'm like, bruh.
Exactly, LW, you broke it down. He was probably flirting with some girl who was flirting too, right in front of her. And this is why his girl has a problem. Bars. Exactly that.
These chicks just want a picture. Bro, the other girls who was watching her baby the whole night, one of the girls, that's the girl you're gonna see, that's the bigger girl who she had like red hair. I guess she's looking at it like, yo, this is embarrassing. Like, Ak is getting embarrassed. Y'all know I can't do nothing, right? Like, I could shout, but I can't put hands on nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a dude.
No, you did. You put her hands on her. We saw that in the video.
Right? So she's getting, like, she's in my face. Like, you know when girls get up in your face doing all of the other girl does? The other girl swings on my girl because she's looking at it like, yo, you disrespecting your man. He can't do nothing about it, but I'm a girl, so I'm about to fuck for him. Obviously,
King Lucifer, welcome. King Lucifer says, that's right, DJ. Men should have full control over women. I would not call it control. I would call it leadership. And what I mean is that a man can lead by example. Okay. You show stability yourself and it will command stability. If they can't get on the stable train, then that you shouldn't be taking that person out. It's really that simple. It should not be control. You shouldn't, because King, if you see it as control, right, then you're really forcing somebody to be a way they're not. Right? Lead means you're just letting them know what time you were on and to let them know that's the time you want them to be on. And it's cool. You know, the thing is, it's cool either way. The key is that if they're not on your time, then that should be part of your vetting process. But notice how, and I will show a pattern on the type of women he always ends up with. Here we go.
See, that's not what I want to happen. You get what I mean? Like, you know, I take all responsibility for not being with a woman who knows how to, number one, handle her liquor. Number two.
Wait a minute. Oh my God. I just saw so many bad things in this 15-second clip right here.
You get what I mean? Like, you know, I take all responsibility for not being with a woman who knows how to, number one, handle her liquor. Number two.
But he's been spending most of the time complaining about her, not saying that was all on me. That's responsibility, is when you say, yeah, that was all on me. It happened on my watch. Either I chose wrong, or I inspired the woman in the wrong way, or I led in the wrong way, which made her behave like that.
Act in public. But the other chick was really just trying to help out. Like, all right, bro, this bitch is acting up. I'm about to just get her in line. Anyway, she punches my chick. I'm like, oh. So now I'm trying to just defuse it. Like,
let's go back.
Anyway, she punches my chick. I'm like, oh. So now I'm trying to just diffuse it. Like, let's not, y'all don't fight, relax. And I'm telling her, I'm like, you're wilding. You are wilding. Just chill out a bit. We about to get out of here. That's when that video kind of cuts on. So I am shouting at her, right? I'm shouting at her. I'm like, yo, bro, chill. Cause she's looking like, she's trying to fight. I'm like, we're in public.
And he responded in the worst way you could to somebody who was already, as he called it, wiling out. What made him think berating her even further, instead of being maybe a calm, strong presence, would resolve the issue? Because it didn't resolve the issue. It made them look even worse. And if she hit somebody, he literally should have turned her in. It's bad, but basically legally, that's what you're supposed to do. Now you can ask the other lady, do you want to press charges, whatever. Bottom line is that he started it by letting her drink, or buying the drink for her, or forcing her to drink, and not taking accountability for options number 1 through 3. Let me keep going.
Chill. Like, I'm not Blueface. This is embarrassing to me. I don't know how to make money, but I can't make money out of ratchetivity. Like, I don't do reality shows. I make my money
Let me pause it. He's lying again, but Sailor, you're right. They put hands on black women though. Yep, the stats bear it out. The stats bear it out. Let me see what he said here.
I'm not Blueface. This is embarrassing to me. I don't know.
I'm not Blueface. This is embarrassing to me. Now he's throwing one of his bandit buddies under. It's funny because now he's throwing one of his bandit buddies under the bus. Blueface, right? That is just, it's amazing to me. It really is. It's amazing to me. Man, oh, and okay, here we go. And since we're on Blueface, right off the presses, let's jump over to him real quick. real quick.
So Blueface has been out here causing a lot of drama and a lot of problems for Krishan because she has chosen to move on to a new boo. So earlier this morning, Blueface said that he actually snuck a DNA test for Junior, and it said that he wasn't the father. Now, he said all this with no proof, okay? This was just a tweet with no pictures to prove anything. So Krishan went live and she went into more detail about the night that Blueface took Krishan Jr. And she also detailed all the abuse that she goes through with him. Now, she details about how she's afraid to sleep at her own house because Blueface will just pop up because he wants to sleep with her or for him to put his hands on her. Now, she addresses...
Well, there we go. Damn. Who doesn't put their hands on women? The LW Academy Hub breaks it down like this. So this woman who only wanted a picture, according to him, is fighting for him because he can't, a stranger who's just wanted a pic, who just wanted a pic, is fighting for him. Does that sound right? Exactly. I think I budgeted that, but here we go.
Him talking about the DNA.
And LW was referring to this man here. Back over to this man.
Results. She talks about the details of his abuse. She shows the scars. It's really sad. But I want you guys...
I knew he was like that.
Get your popcorn and take a listen.
Does she have the sound on? What happened in the sound? I'm going to give it a second. I'm good over here, I think.
His house. We came back, destroyed it. He mad that when he wanted to come with me, I let him come with me to my house. I left him at my house and came to make a Suave house after I left his at my house, unconscious with no phone because of the whole weird situation that transpired. If I be 100, bro, you're supposed to be in jail, bro, already. First, you didn't expose my son. You kidnapped him 4 a.m. in the morning, taking him out his bed with no covers, no nothing. He's just in socks and a motherfucking shirt that's not even buttoned up right. You're just doing cry outs for help. So I try to meet you halfway. I try to go in your house, fill off the.
Let me pause that for a second. Let me go back over here because Bridget brings home the exact point. So he gets her drunk and then shames her for being drunk. Exactly. That's exactly what DJ Akedmiks did. It's almost like, to be honest with you, it's almost equal to he gets her pregnant and then blames her for being pregnant. You see where we're going with this? Let me go back to Blueface now.
Like, if I ever did decide to leave my kid with y'all, do I have to watch out for the... I don't even have to watch out for... It's not even her. It's Blueface. Blueface is the issue. He's the weirdo. He's the predator of this whole situation, for real. And then he got to on his dirty work when she's not even like, you know what I'm saying? It got nothing to do with her. That's the weirdo, fucked up part about all this shit. It got nothing to do with nobody but me and my baby daddy. And his weird ass got just jealousy issues. So why I'm like, moving my little you know how I'm moving. I'm moving my own little way right now. Like, all right, I'm having my way for real. Like, I got for real. We cool, but we're taking shit slow. Like, we're not even like on some intimate shit. Like, we on some best friend shit here for you, woo, woo, and like, yeah, like whatever. Like, we taking the fuck. Long story short, it's hurting Blueface. Like, it's breaking his little heart. So this weird, while I'm at the studio, and I'm doing what I'm doing. He can't get no contact with me, so he go to my house drunk.
Sheila breaks it down like this. Whenever Black women share wisdom with a Black male regarding his condition, we're just jealous. Exactly. So I give up, learn by experience, bro. Bars.
It's shit. First of all, you're supposed to be in jail for exposing my son. You're supposed to be in jail for kidnapping a kid. First of all, don't be kidnapping my child, then try to like go to your, he was trying so hard to get to his house so he can call the cops and say that I'm trespassing and I can't come up in their house because he's just an evil. So I beat him before he even get to his house. We at the gate squabbling up for real. And then I tell him in my car because it's like, we all finna get locked up for domestic violence. He's like, Jay Marsh.
Another example of excellent leadership. Blueface, way to go, man. Way to escalate a situation instead of making the situation safe and calm. As I said before, I am not bashing these men. They are bashing themselves. And by the way, some women as well. All I need to do is press play. What men should be concerned about is, why does DJ only have to press play? And then tell people what's going on. Maybe we should go out and talk to Blueface and DJ Akedmik, let them know they're supposed to be showing good examples of Black men in the community and not messing things up. Welcome, Nubia Khaleesi. Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with doing that? You'd think these guys would be saying something like, well, you know, I can't stand DJ, but he's got a point. You know, we do cause a lot of problems we need to solve before we can really start blaming women, right?
Right here, I said, Jay Marsh can take the black truck and get in the fucking truck, get in the Bentley. Let's go. About to get locked up. Who knew where my phone is? I don't know where
you know what's funny about it? Remember the Caucasian dude she did a rap thing with? The rap song with? He was 150% submissive. Not because he was bossing her around. It wasn't even because he was Caucasian. It's because he expressed a certain level of leadership, and he was just a little kid. So why aren't we at least doing, and that's the very least, because I watched the thing when they were doing the production and rehearsing the you know, the lines and everything. She was sitting there listening to every word he had to say. And she doesn't even know him, not as well as Blueface. Well, you probably don't know Blueface that well either. Because, you know, he's probably Dr. Jekyll, your average Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
your phone is. I don't know where my phone is. Get in the car with the baby because you're not trying to give me the baby, but it's cold. Like you're drunk. You're drunk. Leaves pen out.
There, we got another drunk on the hands. Another drunk on the hands. Let's go back over to this guy.
make money, but I can't make money out of ratchetivity. Like I don't do reality shows. I make
That's
my
not true. He's made money off of ratchetility.
money by beating these record labels over the head and doing YouTube videos. I don't make no money off ratchetivity, man. That's never been my thing.
Nobody's ever going to believe that, sir.
So I ain't signed nothing with no reality show yet, and I ain't gonna do it now. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when
nobody ever offered. He's trying to make himself out to be more famous than he really is. I checked out his discography, right? And I think the last time he even showed up on his own stuff was in 2017, 2018. That's 5 years ago. Shit, I was doing more than him, and I'm an old man. Too. King Lucifer breaks it down like this. Submissive means you give someone else full control over you. How many women are submissive? None, I hope, because really you're not supposed to give full control over anyone. You're supposed to trust somebody, and you're supposed to interact with that person in a positive way. You should not be asking or giving submission. It should be, if there's any submission, let's just call it common sense. Why would anybody want to submit to a man who makes his women drunk?
You see Blueface doing down to reality shows, so like I don't do that type of stuff. So I'm looking at her like, "Yo, bro, you embarrassing me, bro." That's what I'm saying.
That's a good one. Why would anybody want to submit to somebody who doesn't even have control over themselves? Submission is kind of overrated, really. I wouldn't want anybody submitting. Why would I want a woman to submit to me? That's boring. That means they're a robot. That doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. I want interaction. I want conversation. That's what I want.
The other girl, anyway, yeah, she hits my hat off, and then they get a chance to square up. She swings on the other girl. The other girl got friends with her. The other girl like says something. Her friends jump in, and I'm over here using my body.
Can't even handle an altercation properly. First of all, he got her drunk, which is probably the reason why she hit the woman. If she did, then he can't even handle the altercation properly and blames it on somebody else once again.
Is a human shield type shit, because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, even if my chick was disrespecting me and wilding out in public,
the fact he calls this chick a chick is already a weird.
Granted, she was drunk. You don't want nobody to jump in.
We're back to the point, bro. How did she get drunk on your watch? I really do want to know.
Girl, you feel what I'm saying? But also I can't hit nobody. I can't hit the other girls. I just got to be like, yo, chill. Let's kind of break it up. Whole time Miami police is right there. Miami police to our left looking like, yo, they're having a blast. Like they might have been recording too. Everybody recording. Like what they're recording, nobody helping.
They probably thought you had the common sense to be able to control the situation, and you didn't. Yep, Salia, you nailed it. He can't even control his damn self. Meanwhile,
drunk.
Back with Blueface. She's talking about Blueface. We're talking about people getting drunk again. You know, the thing is that when you're a leader, people don't have to get drunk. Welcome, Lady Rendy. You don't have to get drunk. How are these people, if we are such the leaders, how are these women getting drunk around us? Sometimes the easiest answers are the simplest answers. Here we go.
Get my son, get in a car accident, bro. Be in jail, and like he's abusing the fact that I don't play the police games for him. Like back in the day when he used to first beat me, I used to call the cops all the time.
Back in the day when he used to beat me, that's what she just said. And I need to replay that.
The fact that I don't play the police games for him. Like back in the day when he used to first beat me, I used to call the cops all the time. I even got a restraining order from the last time he
Another restraining order. Oh my God. All these unstable men and their restraining orders.
When he first beat the shit out of me in front of that BGC crib, in front of all those girls. So, and I hate when, like, I don't like when police get in your business for real. I'm not really good with the cops no more. Like, you feel me? I did my fair share of calling the cops. I'm over that shit. So,
and now she's over that shit. Even, oh my God. Mistress Newbie breaks it down like this. High earning men that I met love my assertive personality. Bars. They say that I always keep them on their toes and that I am fun to be around. Bars. The only raggedy broke men want submission to their brokenness. Bars. Bars.
So right now, he know I'm over that police game. So his bitch ass, he low-key would do the police games, plus the street shit, plus the crib shit or whatever. So this weird just pissing me the fuck off because it's like he want me to talk about him again. Like, what do you want?
Yep. Basically, he wants a toxic interaction with her to gain attention and her to get her attention. He made it clear he doesn't really want her, but he wants her around for when he wants sex or something. He wants control. That is the definition of submission, right? That is the definition. So he wants control, not necessarily earning it, but just wants it anyway. Even though he's supposed to be with another woman.
For me, bro, like, what the fuck? So he's like, the baby's over there with you. The baby's going to be wherever I go. He's going to be protected. He's going to be safe. He's going to be with his motherfucking mom. You know why? Because when I had a funny feeling when I left him with Marsh, I paid his $1,000 an hour. That's why when he woke up trying to take the baby, she was like, "You gonna take me too?" Till Krishan get to us because respectfully, what she paid for.
He doesn't care about either one, Krishan or the baby. He just wants control over her, and he knows the baby is the way through. Rena Brown breaks it down like this. The only time a woman is under pressure to submit is when she is with a delusional, controlling, misogynistic, narcissistic, with unrealistic demands to feel their fantasies. Bars.
So yeah. So this weird is just like a weirdo. Like he really a fucking weirdo, like real shit. So now,
I mean, the thing is this. Bridget says, I have no empathy for her. And I actually do not because, I'm a fan, because quite honestly, I don't know if I might have listened to maybe 2 of her tracks. But I have empathy for her because it's clear that I think she has a potential to be a good mom, maybe. She ain't got no good common sense. See, you can tell that some people just aren't born or have all of their faculties. Something is not all there. And Ellen, you nailed it. DJ, why are women tolerating this? They are putting their babies at jeopardy. Bars. It is, and it's bars. And I think, Ellen, it's because they have been used to tolerating this. They think this is the yellow brick road. They think this is where it's at. And that's why one reason why I have this channel is to say, no, this is not normal. This is not normal. Dudes should not be making women drunk and then getting mad at said women after they don't do what the dude wants them to do, right? As a man, I'm embarrassed. What scares me is a lot of other men aren't. That's what scares me, is a lot of other men are not. Let me keep this going. Let me keep this going. We're back over to this fool. Here we go.
Everybody got a phone now, like TMZ and paparazzi. Everybody paparazzi. I'm looking at the Komodo.
Remember now, he still hasn't explained why he made her drunk in public or at all.
Staff, they recording.
Indiana mom says this. He's made it clear that he doesn't care about her or the baby. Black women need to believe what Black men say about them instead of hearing what they want to hear. That is freaking bars right there. I don't think even other Black men should disagree with what Indiana mom just said there. It makes perfect sense. Do you really believe Blueface cares about either one of these people?
And I'm like, what? So I'm the only one trying to stop this fight. Anyway,
You're the one who got it started, bro. You should be the only one stopping it. But you didn't have the faculties, leadership, or skill to do it.
They eventually do jump in. And basically, they put my chick in cuffs. So they put her in cuffs because she's the one who kind of started, well, you know what I mean?
You can tell he really doesn't see women as women. He sees them as chicks. Or at the very least, that one, which should explain, the question should be, if you think she's just a chick and just a drunk, then why did you want her around you? Or are you a drunk too?
She got hit first, but then like what everybody saw is when the second round of it, she kind of like punched the girl first. So anyway, she ain't get locked up or nothing like that. But I was having a conversation with her today.
Oh, that's the perfect place for me to stop it right here. Let me play that spot again.
You know what I mean? She got hit first, but then like what everybody saw is when the second round of it, she kind of like punched the girl first. So anyway, she ain't get locked up or nothing like that.
Guess who did get locked up on his watch? Guess who got herself locked up on his watch? Mr. Leader, you're doing a great job. 0 for 2. Here we go.
I always like have like little flashbacks.
This video is brought to you by Pretty Black Magic 99.
Oh shit. Young Thugger.
Damn. But it was great. And he paid me.
Yep, Selena Powell. So after blaming the other woman for getting drunk, remember now, he probably bought the drinks for her at the very least. The same guy bought this woman, I believe they said, who knows, bought this woman who's right now in jail or prison, a G-Wagon, I think that's what they call it, a G-Wagon. Let's just call her G-Wagon Becky. But let's see, but it's not like she's anybody special. Remember now, these men were calling Black women, right? Hitting the wall at 30. But this woman right here, let's listen to what she has to say. And then I'm going to drop the link as well. Here we go.
3,000.
Okay, so Thug was the best you ever had. Who was the second best?
And Young Thug paid her $100,000. Young Thug paid her $100,000. Let me play that again because it's important.
Okay, so Thug was the best you ever had. Who was the second best?
That's a tie between like 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg. 3,000.
Okay, so Thug was the best.
Wait.
Young Thugger.
Damn. But it was great, and he paid me. 3,000.
Okay, so Thug.
So these guys want respect, but their role models are out here buying pros.
Was the best you ever had. Who was the second best?
That's a tie between like 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg. She's jumping in.
Snoop or 50 Cent?
Darnell says, DJ Torch, have you ever tried to stop a fight between two women? I have two grown sisters. And aside from them, yes. Very many times, yes. When you work for a school district, even though you might not work in the classrooms 100% of the time, there are fights that need to be stopped.
You had to choose one.
Snoop.
Snoop?
I feel really bad. I shouldn't have done all that to him. I was
He is
so
a legend.
surprised when I was fucking him. I was like, oh my God. I'm still waiting for Drake.
So this woman has slept with more, and I'm saying this in quotation marks, high value men than probably even than a lot of women. Let's just put it that way. And she's straight on that criminal tip. She doesn't seem very submissive and she's not traditional. She doesn't seem does she look traditional to me? I mean, to you? She doesn't seem traditional to me. But you want to know something? I went through the red pill streets and it was very hard to find any, if any, smoke for Selena Powell. What does that tell you?
Drake.
Thank you.
Drake?
That was my second choice. I'm still waiting for you. He told me I was dark and disturbed.
Oh, shit.
What? But that's fine, Daddy. You can't dream of fucking Tory Lanez. If you want to fuck Tory, just...
Yeah, exactly, New Diamond. I thought Black men did not like women with makeup, and she's literally covered in it.
It's so easy, but Tory hates me.
Okay.
I'm trying to smash. What's up?
Raise your hand if you've ever.
So that is the king's preference there, Selena Powell. You all know she got sentenced to 2 years in jail. And she put Snoop Dogg's name out there, Young Thug. And let me come across this here. Wait a minute. Oh, I had no idea she had a little girl. And she said, this knuckle here, Cardi B husband, that's her baby daddy.
Yeah, there we go again. Now it's bled over to Cardi B husband. Wow, he's showing a lot of leadership, isn't he? He's showing a lot of what we call it, maturity and control. He literally gave a 3 or 4 a child. The silence is for effect. Let me let Pretty Black Magic break a little bit more down for you. Here we go.
Yikes. Selena Powell posts receipts proving Offset is the father of her 2-month-old daughter. She previously had a court force him to take a paternity test. So this was in 2018. And I said, wow, these niggas is raw dogging thoughts, hoes, 304s, you know, the very women that they love to talk about in shame. But when she got the right complexion for the right connection, they ain't got no smoke. So
This is funny. This guy goes, y'all old niggas reacting to fake Facebook news like my auntie do. How about this, Rodway? Why don't you go ahead and Google it yourself and see what comes up? By the way, if you haven't noticed, this isn't Facebook. Facebook is the blue emblem. This is the red emblem, which means that this is more than likely going to be YouTube. I know it's hard for you to figure that out. What platform you're on, you know, but I'm here to help. Let's keep it going.
she claimed she has proof and paternity proof that this knuckle here is her baby daddy. And I said, boy, I mean, they love laying up with prostitutes and whores and forking out nice cash settlements to their preferences, as long as they ain't black. And let me see. Let's go over this one right quick. Wait a minute. Let me see some.
Nubian Khaleesi breaks it down like this. Everything is fake news. Nah, bruh, it's the truth. It's the truth. You hear it. That's the funny thing. If I was just like showing clips, it might be different, but you're hearing it out of the horse's mouth. But that's what the thing is this. I'm used to this type of behavior and hate or dissent because really, as a doctor, nobody likes going to the doctor. Nobody likes going to the doctor. And don't get me wrong, I am no doctor. But see, the doctor, they have to keep it real. By oath, they have to keep it real and tell you the truth. And that's what I'm doing here. I didn't make Selena Powell tell us that she has a kid by the dude who cheated on his own wife. Look it up. Look it up. It's funny, the only person I know that really made fake news famous was somebody who literally lied every time he breathed. We won't get political or nothing like that, but I think you all know who I'm talking about. So, look. Look, Selena Powell was hit with 2 years in prison for violating probably something. I can't see much. This is funny. Isn't getting put in prison for 2 years like hitting the wall?
Wait a minute. Not that. Oh, this is what I want right here.
Yeah, there she is. You see? The orange. This is what the men want. Not specifically because of her race. No. This woman had literally, and I mean literally, thought it up on at least 10 high-value men. Right? You're gonna love where I go with this. So if men are defending the fact that they can get with thoughts like this, right? And they know that they're in the public eye, right? And they know that they are going to probably be seen as role models, correct? Correct. What are they teaching young boys by paying for thoughts while being married. Snoop Dogg, Offset. I think 2/3 of the guys that she banged were at least married. The other third probably had a significant other. So it shows a lack of discipline. It shows a lack of loyalty. It shows a lack of patience. It shows a lack of selection. It's nothing against her. Nothing against her. It's how she got famous from so-called, as Kevin Samuels put it, high-value men. Exactly, New Diamond. They don't care. King Lucifer breaks it down like this. Fortune 500 CEOs cheat all the time. They fly out escorts when they're on business trips. But the thing is, I guarantee you not, King Lucifer. Those escorts aren't in prison. And they're discreet. King Lucifer, what those men are paying for is not only for the sex, but for discretion. Welcome, Darnell. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. DJ Torch, how about yourself?
I'm doing okay.
All right.
So what are your thoughts so far on what we have on the screen here?
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm familiar with Selena Powell on she made a couple of appearances on Fresh and Fit, and I just got to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not going to say she's a bad woman or anything, but she's just, I mean, that lifestyle has just got her caught up.
Let's put it this way. She's not fit, friendly, submissive. Well, she might be submissive if you pay her, but she's not fit, friendly, submissive, or traditional, correct?
Correct. She's definitely none of those things. That's for sure.
Yeah. And King Lucifer comes through again by saying politicians pay escorts with taxpayers' money. That's actually proven. You were actually 150% correct.
Yeah.
You were right. One is in trouble right now, has been in trouble for it, but we will digress. Eat, Pray, Yoga, welcome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you remember the DC Madam?
No, I don't. Break it down for me.
I want to say it was in the 90s. She was running a prostitution ring that basically catered to the politicians in DC. Her girls got caught, and then she started spilling the beans. She ended up allegedly committing suicide, or self-deletion. Yeah, my opinion. I think some people, they didn't want the truth getting out.
I probably so. Mistress Newbie breaks it down like this. Black men always want to talk about what other races, cultures of men are doing. So basically, you want to take the toxicity from those communities, but not the benefits of those communities. Got it. Mr. Snoopy. Bars.
So glamorous, is she? Wait a minute. That's her real hair? I thought all Caucasian women had hair to the middle of their back. Let me click on this one here. There she is there with the hair.
Let me tell you something about Pretty Black Magic be having me crack it up. You guys got to check out her channel. I'm telling you.
Extension then, the weave, the very hair weave that the kings complain about. I said, oh, as long as you Caucasian, you got a weave. Don't nobody had nothing to say. Her lips are way too big. It looked like she got herpes on there. So I don't know if it's from the lip injections or putting her lips on too many peens, because this girl here, she will fuck and suck anything. She will get on her hands and knees and slob on anybody's knob. So let me click back on here again. That's what she looked like, because, well, once you go to jail, you can't wear hair extensions, makeup, and all that stuff. So not so glamorous there. And then here is another one here. I said, huh, this is what the Kings are running after. That's what they running behind. And let me click on this one here. So there she is there. She got arrested in Miami. So she got a BBL, breast implants, lip fake, hair fake, skin fake. Everything is fake. The very thing that these nappy heads talk about. And I said, oh, okay, that's what y'all really want. Something like that. I mean, big difference. Her lips are way too big and she is made up so funny. I was like, sweetie,
This is what they want.
Mhm.
DJ Akedmiks, Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg.
yeah. DJ Akedmiks.
Offset.
He said he loved her. He
Yeah.
he actually said that.
He said he loved her, right? And it's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, black men, you're supposed, this is who you love.
Not this black man. But then again, I'm not a high value guy either. So
That's what they, I mean, I'm not, hey, me neither. Me neither. I don't mind not being one either.
you and me both.
Okay, so let's go over his next girl, DJ Akedmiks.
That child support appointment ASAP. Fuck is he talking about? This nigga think he got.
This is Che Lizzie. This is Che Lizzie. This is another one of Akedmiks' girls.
Hey, look. Before I met this nigga, I been young and turned. He talking about some. I got her the best tickets to see Dave Chappelle. Nigga, this not Lil Baby. We're not like. I'm saying like we're not on a PJ. We're not on a private jet. We're in fucking New York. Okay, because your fans be talking shit and you don't feel no need to defend me. So I gotta defend myself.
Get off your like.
Hold on, who this nigga in the fucking crowd?
Yeah, let's get more submissive. Walk through.
Wait, Fefe. No cap with you. I ain't even capping with you. Yo.
Everything you told me, gang.
Watch the respect he gets.
Yeah, Fefe. The detective that
that's what I'm talking about.
Who FBG Butter he told?
That's another preference in the back who's walking away, by the way. Okay. Now look, it happens. You get slapped in the face, you get Red Bull thrown at you, right? That's okay. But when you tune in or tune on and commence to complain about black women, that's where the problem starts. Look at the respect he's getting. I mean, where's that respect? And this is his woman here right now.
The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful.
That's her right there. Remember when everybody was complaining about Kiki? I know one thing, Kiki wasn't doing that.
I'm like a new for the pussy. I'm running from if I like to ask them money, get whatever. Cause you say it's been your business. Like a real shit. I bought a house for a business. Now the time I'm living, I bought a house for the money. This shit. Right for everything that I got stopped on pull up. This shit, I'm for that. These ain't no man. Currently, that ain't even got. These ain't worth nothing. Even when I was on my dick, I was on the world.
This is right there. Okay, you see where I'm going with this, right? Damn, I'm probably gonna get a well, let's see what happens. But you saw that, right? His hoe, they got right down here, his hoe. That's what they like. That there's no way else to tell me about this. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Darnell, you got to help me out. What do you?
I mean, I'm just as speechless as you are. Yes. I don't know what to say. to be honest with you, except that even I have to acknowledge it that in the manosphere that there are hypocrites out there. There are a lot of hypocrites.
I mean, look, I have no problem with her doing that's her life. Okay. I even don't have a problem with him choosing her. Okay. It's when they tune in and they start kicking out that judgmental rhetoric to Black women or even other men. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at how can you guys live like that? How do you choose those kind of women? And then here's this woman out here, literally probably plastered, probably will wake up and not even know where she even was the night before.
Yeah.
And then obviously he's not a good influence on her life because she probably doesn't even belong in that club at all. You know what I mean? Now she has a right to be there, but I'm not going to say, wow, you have a right to be there and so on. And therefore you're in the right place. No, she's not in the right place. She's looking for attention. You can tell.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's looking for the wrong kind of attention.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. I mean, but that's just, I'm just going to be honest with you. That's just the type of person she is. Matter of fact, one of her best friends, allegedly perform fellatio on the Phoenix Suns. I mean,
oh my!
Yes, I mean, and she was open about it. She was open about it. She said it. I mean, you can still find clips of the videos on YouTube. Yeah.
All right. Welcome, Henry Martz. It's good seeing you. King Lucifer's in the house. New Diamond is in the house. Miss RV is in the house. Bridget Mouton is in the house. Rena West is in the house. Bridget's in the house. We got everybody up in the house. Ipre Yoga is here now. Let me keep this going. Because it's going to get really good now. We're going over Busta Rhymes. Now, before we get into Busta Rhymes, I need to tell you this. Busta Rhymes, skill-wise, rap-wise, is one of my most favorite artists ever. I like his machine gun style, rap style, where he's just spitting the words out real quick. It just sounds so cool when it's on, when he does it the way, it's almost like another percussive instrument, the way he does it. Welcome, Sharia.
Yeah,
the way he does it, I mean, the way he raps is just like another percussive instrument on top of some other fly beats. So I need to tell you this before we get into it, because it starts to get a little raggedy later. Okay? I told you that because I want to tell you how much aspects of the music I love. I love hip hop beats, believe it or not. I love the beat. I love the percussion. I love the energy. The lyrics, I'm going to be nice. It's hit or miss. I'm being nice tonight, Darnell. I'm going to say hit or miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. We got amazing rap lyrics coming from people like Lauryn Hill, even Busta Rhymes on some of his cleaner tracks, right?
Yeah.
But then after that, it starts to go, you have to bring out that bin. You have to bring out that bin and start throwing stuff in it.
I mean, well, even back in the day, even though that, they use foul language and, they said things probably that, shouldn't be, I wouldn't say it should be socially acceptable. At a minimum, at least back in the day, at least it told a story. Now they're not even talking about anything.
Right.
Matter of fact, you ought to play, listen to there's a song called, you can go on YouTube. There's a song called No Words. I forget the guy that said it, but he was making fun of of rap music. And he's like, I'm going to make a song not saying any words. And I mean, literally, this guy says no words. It's got a tight beat, just like you were saying. It has a tight beat. This guy's not saying, he's not rapping about anything. He's talking about, I got bit by a monkey and got rabies. And people love the song. And it was a joke. The whole thing was a joke. He was doing it as a joke, and people still loved it anyway.
I mean, basically, somebody could rap the alphabet, and it'd probably be a knock. It'd be a bop. So, yeah. Here we go, everybody.
And last but not least,
let me reel it back. Here we go. By the way, if you like and subscribe, it ain't no job. It's free. It's free. It's all the way live. Let me wait, here we go.
Perform.
Okay.
Buster, sometimes I think that with maturity and with age, we're able to look.
Okay, this is from the Diary of a CEO.
Back at our earliest years and connect dots that only our maturity and only our own growth and development allow us to connect. And those dots sometimes indicate to us why and how we became the person we are today. And that's really what I'm so compelled to understand with you is, what is that early context that you look back on now when you go, the reason I am the man I am today sat here is because of this early context and these things and these people. What is that?
Honestly, have to say it starts with my mother and my father.
Okay, so he has a mother and a father. Let's move forward.
My mother and my father was strict. You know what I'm saying? And they also made sure that I didn't need for nothing. I was able to really enjoy what it was to be a child. And, I don't have to sit here and mislead people. Like, I come from some poor struggle, and I come from this hood shit. Like, yeah, I was in the hood. I was in Brooklyn, East Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York. And I was in the hood with enough of the goons and the hooligans. But the difference about our era and the way you mostly hear artists try to portray it now is even the guys that was the goons and the gangsters and the troublemakers in the street, they had respect and they had integrity and they understood what it was to have proper manners. Like, if my mother...
Basically, the problem I have is this was what he just said. If everything he said was true, the community would have been a much better place. I'm not saying he's lying. I truly believe he believes what he's saying. It's just not. The results bear out. The results bear out. All of those guys he's talking about were not as honorable as he's making them sound. Let me keep it going.
As serious as she was, saw any of the other kids in the street. It was like, I'm giving you an example of how it really literally took a village to raise a child. Like, none of the neighbors on the block would see another child that they watched grow from a little boy into becoming a teenager or something and see that kid misbehaving and not reprimand them in the street, even if they're not his parent. So my neighbors had permission to bust my ass if I was misbehaving. And then they would tell my mother. And if my mother felt like I misrepresented her to make another neighbor have to discipline me, that was going to get me another ass beating. So you ended up getting 2 ass beatings for every one trouble that you caused. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was important, because I think that as a community, that shit is something it doesn't exist anymore. You can't tell nobody else kid nothing. Kids ain't trying to listen to you tell them nothing. They'll lift up something and fling it after you or go upside your head and disrespect you, because there's just a totally different value in the way things are done in the community. So it starts with my parents and the way I was raised in the house to have respect for my parents have respect for my other elders, even if you wasn't my parent, and also even if you was dudes that was in the street, you still an elder. We had to respect you as an elder. And
This is going to get very weird because he sounds very upstanding. This is one man that, as far, like I said again, I love. He's probably the top 3 rap stylists style-wise I would choose. If I was going to make an album, I would definitely want him to be on it as far as his rap skills are concerned, but you're going to find something out soon later on. Here we go.
in return, that same respect that came from the house, and you, whenever you went abroad and you conducted yourself in that manner, it would garnish the same respect in return. So even if it was a dude in the street on some street shit, the respect that you showed to that elder still warranted a certain respect from them. They wouldn't disrespect the respect that you was raised in your house to have for your family and for them. So that respect was upheld, and it was that integrity was defended. And that was a real solid foundation that all of the other floors was built on, which eventually evolved into becoming a skyscraper for me. So I'm gonna start there with the kids. Then I'm gonna go to the neighborhood, because again, when my parents was around, I got the same discipline. And
let me pause. Okay. He sounds really good. It sounds very positive. We had a longtime girlfriend who, and you know, that's the weird term to me, is longtime girlfriend. Who he has a custody battle with. He actually did get the kids, though. He got the kids. He did assault a woman in 2002. He did assault a former driver and a guy who spat on his car. And then in 2015, he assaulted a gym employee. In a little way, I won't say I'm boo-hooing, but it's heartbreaking to me. Somebody who's at least skills I had the utmost respect for. So it's kind of hard for me to listen to this role model-esque conversation, when really, I mean, I would have, you know, if he wasn't, I mean, we're talking about 2015, and I know that was 7 or 8 years ago, but he was still an old man then, you know, Darnell. He was still an old man. And if everybody saw, if you've seen the beginning of the video, there are dudes nearly my age. 1 minute later, one of them's laying down. I mean, if there's anybody I don't have beef with, would be, I mean, I didn't know Busta personally. I'm just finding out this information, you know, right now. So let me see what else he says. But, you know, ladies, I'm sorry, emotionally, I'm just telling you, I'm showing you from a man's perspective, being somebody who was, I thought, you know, was the shit. And I think he's still the shit as far as his rap skills go, but that's as far as I can go anymore. I mean, I've never seen, let me just play it. Now, remember now, he opens up about depression. And this is the thing, I understand how depression is. And this is really why this is very important. Because this is why he disappeared for 10 years, which makes it about accurate, because 10 years would put him in, what, that's 2013, right? That's 2013. I mean, he's been depressed for so long, but it doesn't mean you get to hurt people because you're depressed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't go. Depression doesn't go away.
No, but you can get. I mean, you can get control for it. You can have less. You can have less depressive, less and longer bouts of depression. What I mean is the intensity and the duration. You'll have good time. You will never have always a good time. I don't think anybody does, right?
Yeah.
But you'll have less bad stuff and more good stuff, whatever that percentage is going to be, because it's never going to be the same as the next person.
Yep.
So it doesn't, the thing is it doesn't give you the green light to hurt other people.
No, it definitely doesn't. But like I said, as a guy, like I said, I struggle with depression myself. So I do understand what he's going through. I didn't know he suffered from depression, but I understand what it's like. I understand what it's like. I mean, you just the slightest thing. I mean, one day you might be the nicest person in the world, but the slightest thing will just set you off. Usually it's the same thing over and over, and eventually you end up trying to prove a point, like, hey, I'm getting tired of that. You know what I mean? And you wind up going overboard. I'm not saying that's what he did, but because I this is new information to me. I just learned it from you. With Busta Rhymes case, but like the dealing with depression, like it's definitely something that is long term, and it is not easy.
Exactly, I agree. You can. It's something to manage. Not really. You will never alleviate it. You can manage it.
Yeah.
You can. A lady says this. Welcome, a lady. Assault and battery is common in America, and very common in the Black community, bars, and that's just it is. It is. And if you saw the I mean, I think it's like, I'm not even gonna go over the numbers. We'll do that on a different live. I want to play a little bit more of this tape, and let's listen to what Busta's saying. Remember, he was fighting depression. I just read off his sheet to you. An extremely talented man, but I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley. Let's put it that way. Let me keep it going. Well, I should say I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley and then make him mad.
From the neighbors, the hardworking middle-class families, the less fortunate families that were still in the neighborhood, we all was on the same accord about discipline and respect.
This is just in case you don't know who this is Busta Rhymes.
Was it easy to see when you look back how you could have gone another way in that context?
Absolutely, because all of those things were still there. The drug dealing was still there. The shootings were still happening. The robbery.
Not bad too. He also did deal drugs as well.
These were still happening. All of that was there, right? But the beautiful thing was there was a serious presence of balance that was just as impressionable as all of the things that was the negative presence that was strong and that did get a stronghold on a lot of the youth in the community at the time too.
How come you didn't go the other way?
I did.
Told you. Jay-Z. Let me say it with some bass. Jay-Z Puffy, majority of the rappers, they all sold drugs.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and act like, wow, you know, what happened to the Black community? I don't know, maybe you sold some drugs. And remember, the reason why this resonates with me is he's nearly my age. Not quite, but nearly my age. So these are the guys I didn't quite grow up with. 50 Cent. Thanks, A-Lady. So how are we doing all of this and then blaming Black women somehow? That's the question I have. We did remember when they kept saying, "Oh yeah, baby mamas black back in the day and everything like that," and you know, Black women they kicked Black men out of the house and all that kind of crap. And then you look it up and it's like, wait a minute, I don't know, maybe you were selling drugs. That doesn't help. That's not going to keep you in the house.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Let me play some more.
I just was fortunate enough to have something like hip hop that was able to be an alternative that saved my life, changed my life. And I had some incredible people that was around me to support.
Where hip hop, the music did help in the little bit that I did was that men like him, you can't really, well, no, you know something? I just thought about it. Actually, it's wrong. Hip hop actually became a conduit for selling more drugs. There might have been guys taken off the street because they had a talent for music, but it was not nearly the amount of impact that hip hop was for the peripheration. You know the word I'm trying to say. Prolific. Never mind. Anyway, the spreading of drugs. The spreading of drugs. So that's the problem. That's the problem I have with it. That's a huge problem. Yeah. New Dime, you're right. Hip hop, it did destroy us.
I mean, but did hip hop destroy us, or did we, you know, as the consumer, did we destroy ourselves? Because you got to remember, there was also people that did clean rap, like Will Smith did clean rap. So did MC Hammer. You know,
Right. But what percentage of that was of hip hop over the years? What percentage would you say that was?
I would say insignificant, like maybe 1%, if that. But the thing is that these guys, the reason it's so small was because there were guys that tried it, like the MC Hammer. He was a one-trick pony. His albums just quit selling.
Yeah.
You know, he actually, if I remember correctly, I think he actually went to when his album weren't selling as well, he went to Death Row. He did try to, you know, he kind of dipped his toe into gangster rap. He came out with a song called "Pumps and the Bumps."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
the girls with the pumps and the bumps. Yeah,
he used to knock. I mean, people were. I mean, if I needed to play it when I was, you know, back in my DJ days, you needed to rock that beat. You know, and this is not at a top 40, you know, club. This was at any club. You needed to put on Pumps and the Bump, and there was another one too. What was it? There was one more. There was one more beat, but yeah, it mixed very well into. It mixed very well into. You Don't Hear Me Though. I used to mix those two together. But
yeah. But the thing is that, you know, the reason he did what he did when he went to Death Row. Now, granted, he got out real early due to the shenanigans going on at Death Row. But the thing is that because it wasn't selling, you know, his stuff wasn't selling, he felt he had to do that. And that's what I really think it's more the consumer than these guys, because they know this gangster stuff, it sells.
Right.
You know, I have half naked women in my music video. You know, it sells. You know, we're lounging by a pool. I got a rented G6 jet or borrowing somebody's jet, more than likely, you know, for a video that doesn't even leave the tarmac. It sells. You know, that's just my opinion. I think that's just what the community wants to see for whatever reason. You know, that luxury gangster lifestyle. We've always had that, especially in American culture. You know, we've always had that thing for criminals and thugs. You know, we've always had this kind of love affair for it. You know.
Yeah, that's a question I have for you. Do you feel that the Black community puts a little bit too much respect on the criminal element?
Yes, most definitely. You know,
God, let me play a little bit more of this video. Here we go.
Me, when I found this interest and I identified with my gift as an artist, to be able to entertain people, perform, articulate my thoughts through song and rhyme form. And I had an incredible support system with my moms. I had an incredible support system with just the other friends and family that I grew up with that was in the community. And then, last but not least, the determination that I had to want to be able to not disappoint the people that I knew that really was proud of what I was doing, good, bad, or indifferent.
Who are they?
It was all of them.
All of them.
Right? So, for example, I pissed my moms off when I decided I wanted to start selling weed and selling crack, right? And the guy...
Bridget Mouton says, yes, Black men, this is a response to what A Lady was saying. And A Lady said this, which I found very interesting. Hip hop helped very few financially, but harmed many more. True.
Yeah.
Not the music in itself, but the culture, the conduit. It did. And then remember it hit, then Bridget says this, yes, Black men have a price to sell out, a low price at that. Unfortunately, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ring of truth in what Bridget Mouton is saying. There's a lot of ring of truth in what statement.
And then Ellen Ripley, ooh, did he just dig in his nose? Here we go.
Guys that it was in the street that I was doing it with, when they realized, even though I was doing it and it was cool for us to do it, they didn't really want us to do it. When they started to see that we had potential to do other things that was going to keep us safe and keep us away from the street, a lot of the time they didn't have a better opportunity to offer us. So they made sure that they was as present as they could be to guide us through the shit that they didn't even want us to do in the first place, which was the stupidness we was carrying on with in the street. So they did everything they could to minimize the bullshit that we would get into, so we don't get killed, so we don't go to jail, so, you know, none of that shit would happen. But once they realized they didn't have a better opportunity for us, that is what they felt was the best that they could do. If we're gonna do the bullshit, we gotta be there to protect them and make sure that they straight, and we guide them so that they could do it the best way with the least amount of bullshit.
As a young...
So here's a problem I have is like, where is this leadership in the Black community now for these young Black men? I hear a lot of Black men say there's no support for Black men in the community. Well, this is your elders right here, guys. These are your elders. This is why you don't I can't tell you what if you're right or wrong about whether you feel you're getting support in the Black community, but what I can tell you is like this these guys grew up in the 80s and 90s. So this is where these are the people you're complaining about. You're not getting support because the guys you respect didn't give you any. The guys that you look up to didn't give you any. Do this. Do this. This is for the fellas. I want you to go look before 2 years ago and see what Kevin Samuels was doing for you. Go back 5 years. See what he was doing before his YouTube fame. I want you to show me a list of ways he was improving the community. More so than, let's say, Obama, or more so than, let's say, Russell Wilson. Okay? Those are two guys you guys don't like very much. I want you to compare them and see who was doing the more work in the community. I dare you.
As a younger kid, right? When they started to see that this rapping thing and this hip hop shit and break dancing and graffiti and DJing and all of that shit was something that we started to generate interest for, that's when they started to encourage us to do that more.
Instead of cracking.
Instead of selling the drugs. Instead of
they were still selling the drugs.
Yeah. Well,
that's the
back
problem.
then,
If they stopped and then encouraged, oh my God, so many things could have changed.
Yeah, I don't know about now, but I know back in the day, this was like way before the internet and stuff. You know, when you had album sales and stuff. A lot of times, like rappers would get like 10 cents on the dollar for every album that they sold. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so they weren't back in the day. They weren't making real money. It wasn't until like I want to say about the Tupac Biggie era when they started. Actually, even after that, I think that's when, you know, when hip hop started going mainstream is what I'm trying to say. That's when the money started rolling in. So that's what a lot of them had to do. You know, it's kind of like even when pro football first came out. You know, a lot of people back in the day used to have like when the season would end, you know, they'd have like regular jobs, like they would sell cars or, you know, whatever, you know, but they used to have to get a job. You know, they weren't making millions of dollars like they are making today.
Very true.
I think Michael Jackson was like the only, I want to say he was one of the only black artists. I think he was making like 40 or 50 cents on the dollar for every record he was making. I think Michael Jackson was the only one back in the, I mean, keep in mind, this is like the 80s. Unless you know somebody else, but Michael Jackson is the only one I know of that was making that kind of, he was at least making half the money from his record sales.
Hey, lady, dropping gems again. Drug Money seeded Bad Boy Records. Probably many more.
Sure did. It sure did.
New Diamond, once again, dropping gems. Black people will never be on top waiting on black men. Unfortunately, right now, because it seems like black men, at least from what I see in the manosphere, they're waiting on somebody themselves. You know? I think
I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
think Darnell, if the manosphere started to gel into something that would really truly help men like you with regularity, you see what I'm saying? That would be a very good thing. And what I mean is that, quite honestly, think about it like this, Darnell. Are women really your problem, or do you have things in your life, in your own life, before you even get out the door, that demons you have to conquer before you even leave out the house?
Well, no. Answer to your question: no. Women are not the problem. Women are not the problem. You know, there's other things. You know, dealing with a lot of regret.
Link
some of
drop, by the way. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying living with regret, that's definitely an issue. And when I say regret, I'm not even referencing women, just, personal decisions, that try to, I don't want to go too in depth, but, like trying to help family, for example.
Right.
It just, especially when they don't want to help themselves, it's like you just want to, it gets frustrating. But no, women are definitely, answer to your question, no, women is not the issue. Yes, it's true. I suck with women. Don't get me wrong. I suck, but that's not the issue.
Right. I mean, there's so many different factors, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen, welcome to the stage.
Hi, how you doing, DJ?
Doing good. How about you?
I wanted to respond to the comment that was. I'm sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you dropped out for a second, but you're back.
Okay, I just wanted to respond to the comment. Well, one of the women said that, if you wait on black men, the black race will never be anything. And do you know this guy named Phil Valentine?
I personally don't.
No, ma'am.
Break it down.
I don't.
Okay, well, he was supposed to be like a Pan-Africanist. He's supposed to be with the Black Conscious Movement. And he made a comment. He said that, you black women, you're waiting on us to start the revolution and to be leaders, but quiet as it kept, we waiting on y'all. That's exactly what he said. So I believe that these black men, we are a matriarchal race, and I don't think that black men know how to be leaders. I mean, they want to be leaders. They think that, yes, I'm supposed to be the leader, but they don't have a clue as to how to be a leader. Like, am I wrong?
There's some truth. Go ahead, Darnell.
I want to say yes and no. So there are quality black men that are leaders, for example. Like DJ Torch, you used to live in Lansing, Michigan, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you said you did.
No.
I apologize, but I used to live in Detroit. Okay. Detroit was one of the first. That and I believe DC were like the first two black cities, or major black cities. Detroit elected a mayor by the name of Coleman Young. He was the first black mayor of Detroit. And this guy was corrupt. I mean, he never got stuck with anything. He was always able to get away with everything. He was like a black Donald Trump, basically, before Donald Trump. Anyway, after him, there was this good mayor. His name was, I forget his. Oh, Dennis Archer. That was his name, Dennis Archer. A lot of you guys don't know, but the Detroit Lions, for example, they used to play in Pontiac, Michigan. They didn't play. They actually, for years, they didn't play in Detroit for like decades. He negotiated, brought the Detroit Lions back. He brought the casinos. Gambling, I'm not saying is a good thing or not. Is not a good thing, but he at least brought businesses back. He was trying to fix Detroit. But the problem is, they called him an Uncle Tom. He was a light-skinned dude, didn't sound black, and he wasn't with the speaking jive and all this other stuff. He wasn't the Coleman Young, and everyone called him a sellout. It got to a point he just said, "Screw it, I'm done. I moved on." And he decided not to run for re-election. But he did so much for the city of Detroit. And the first thing the people of Detroit did, they elected a guy by the name of Kwame Kilpatrick. Matter of fact, DJ Torch, you need to do a story on Kwame Kilpatrick. Now that's a dusty. You talk about why the black community, why black men are struggling, and where's the black leadership. You do a story on Kwame Kilpatrick, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. But this guy, he was a horrible mayor. They called him the hip hop mayor. Horrible. I mean, just looting the city, plundering, even allegedly, even unalived a stripper.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's known as the Strawberry Murder. Her stage name was Strawberry. But anyway, the point is that, in my opinion, in the black community, we just have this issue, just like I brought up earlier with the clean rap. We've had clean rappers that would rap, but their albums don't sell. So, in my opinion, the problem is the consumer. It's us. It's us as a people. We want these bad guys. We want these criminals. We don't want the guys that are really trying to fix something. Now that part I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe bad is good. I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't think that you're saying that because of the pressure that black men are being put on, in terms of being called like a sellout or an Uncle Tom, that like you think that that's deterring them to be. I mean, why would you care about if somebody thinks you're Uncle Tom, or why would you, if you're a leader? Leaders who are truly leaders don't care what people think. They just do. They just, how Michael Jordan, it's a slogan where he said, and I seen a t-shirt yesterday. It was just do it. And I was like, where did that slogan come from? And they said it was Michael Jordan invented that. Just do it. So the leaders just do stuff. I mean, they don't, why would a good leader care about giving to peer pressure? I don't understand.
Well, especially, I can't speak for rappers, but as far as like politicians, for example, everything is about polls, popularity. What do the people want? Case in point, you look at Donald Trump, former President Trump. How does he?
I'm sure Donald. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm sure Donald Trump didn't give a crap about what people thought about him. I mean, that's one of the things that I actually liked about Trump, that he just didn't care. They talked about him like a dog, and he still played his position, even though he was a messed up person. But yeah, I don't. Sorry, you're telling me that black men are that weak that they actually care what people think? I don't understand. Like that. That's just disgusting.
I won't say. I mean, I wouldn't put it. We do care what people think. That's the problem. That's all we care about is what other people think. Nobody wants to just put in the work and put in the grind. That's the issue we've been having. That's basically why the Black Manosphere exists, is because they care what women think, though they're not willing to work to give Black women a positive impression. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
and I want to know. Somebody was talking about submission, and they were like, "What is the definition of submission?" And I want to know how is a woman? It doesn't make any sense. How's a woman going to submit to you if you're not providing protection? You're not providing her a stability and structure. You're not bringing anything to the table. So just because we're women, we're supposed to submit to. I mean, well, the only person I'm going to submit to is my husband, but that's because he brings something to the table.
Right.
Like, for instance, I'm 8 months pregnant, and I'm like, I can't even go out. Even if I wanted to go to the store, I have to call my husband and say, look, I want to go to the store. And he will stop everything he's doing. He will get off of work and drive back to the house and drive me to the store. That's how protective he is of me being in my condition. So I don't know what the heck. I mean, if a woman feels protected and she feels like she has stability, she is going to naturally submit to a man. Like, she's going to naturally have respect for him. Like, she's going to have an opinion, but she's not going to be like a robot with veins. But she's just going to respect his position and his authority, because he's bringing something to the table. I don't know how to explain it, but
got it. No problem.
Yeah, no problem at
Oh, thank
all.
you, A lady. I appreciate it.
All right, let's keep it going. Here we go.
Selling weed instead of stealing this and taking that. And so they were so happy to see we found another way. They wanted us to do that. So the more we did that, if we started to show them any indication as we was making progress that we wasn't continuing to be productive, now it felt like you was pissing off two sets of parents. I'm already pissing off my parents because I'm with them in the street. Now they see me doing this music shit. They like that shit. They proud of me. So if I'm not doing well in that, now I'm disappointing them too.
What was the consequence of your parents separating at 11 years old? Because I think about me being 11 years old. I remember a conversation. My mom's Nigerian.
Remember, the thing I need to make sure this is clear is that you see that he was talking about, I guess, the drug dealers were one family and his parents were the other family, and that they all wanted him to do well. But you got to remember now, those drug dealers, for the one Busta Rhymes that's out there, they obliterated hundreds, if not thousands, of other lives with their selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Born in Botswana, my dad's English.
Right.
I remember around that age, about 10 years old, my parents calling me in and basically telling me they didn't love each other anymore. And it was like the world had broken in half.
Yeah.
It's like you can't comprehend the concept of these two people being separate. It's like being
Absolutely.
torn into two pieces.
Yeah.
How was it for you at 11 years old when you find that out?
It was disastrous for me because, like you said, you can't really ever wrap your head around that. As a child, you don't know how to conceptualize that. Like, obviously there was things that I was able to do and there was enjoyment I was able to have when I spent time with my father that I couldn't get when I was with my mother. There was things that I was always able to get as far as nurturing and being cared for and being babied from my mother that I couldn't get from my father. And obviously divine order is mother and father to make baby, right? So
let me pause it right there. A lady breaks it down. Let's not forget how violent hip hop was, still is. They normalized shooting up the club and taking out rivals. Bars. Now, I will say this about Busta Rhymes. He knows how to make it sound. He knows how to make a bad situation sound good. But how was he like as a father? Let's go break into it right now. We're going to be having multiple live streams, segments or live streams of Busta Rhymes. I think he's a very important and very good subject to discuss, not only today's problems, but what was going on, how we got where we are today, because he grew up in that time. Here he is about his own kids. Here we go.
I have four mothers of my children, right? I have 6 kids. One of my kids wasn't there because he had an obligation, my son Sicario. But my daughter Casey, my daughter Mariah, my son Shirley, and my son Takai, my son Tazai, and my nephew Elijah was there with me. And that's the first time I ever saw them all in the same room.
Wait, let me pause it. I don't want that yet, because we got something to talk about.
I have 4 mothers of my children, right? I have 6 kids. One of my kids wasn't there because he had an obligation, my son Sicario. But my daughter Casey, my daughter Mariah, my son Shirley, and my son Takai, my son Tazai, and my nephew Elijah was there with me. And that's the first time I ever saw them all in the same room.
I'm sorry. Did he say his son name was Sicario?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
I know what you mean. I know it. I've seen the movie. You know what I mean? Hopefully it was spelled differently. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean what we both think it means from the Latin culture, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If it means that, that's all bad.
I know that. Oh my God.
But can Here we are listening to Busta Rhymes through his life and times, you know, giving us that role model, that leadership vibe. And he just rattled off 6 kids that never had been in the same room through 4 different women. Was that what it was? 4 and 4, 6?
I believe so.
And I'm afraid to say, ladies and gentlemen, that actions speak louder than words. He had 6 kids. Yep. 6 kids.
Wait, but he
4
got 6
different women.
kids by 4. Yeah, by 4 different women. Oh my God.
4 baby mamas. That'll take the wind out of the sails. I mean, okay, fine. He could have saved it by saying, yeah, we were all together all the time and we spent time together. This is recent, by the way. This is maybe an event that happened maybe a few months ago. I don't know. Maybe be a little bit before that, maybe a year ago, to have all 6 kids. And he's like mid 50s, I believe, something close.
Wait, so you're saying that like a year ago he had 6 kids by 4 different baby mamas?
No, not a year ago that he had them, but that was the first time they ever met each other in person.
Oh, okay.
Ever. That is not what I would call exceptional fathering. I'm not saying he was terrible, but at the same time, I think there are better role models than him. If anybody thinks that there are better role models than Busta Rhymes, please put a 1 in the chat. And if you have a suggestion of somebody who would probably make a better role model, you can put that suggestion in the chat as well. Again, this is somebody I musically still respect, but
I have a question. I don't understand, how could Black women, and I'm not trying to say, because there's dusties in every race, but these guys who don't have anything, who are broke, I mean, a lot of them don't even brush their teeth. A lot of them don't bathe. I'm like, how could a woman lay down with them and say, and just like let them bust in them? I'm sorry, you can't. I'm sorry, we're all adults. We're adults.
We are adults. True.
I'm like, how could you just allow that to happen? Like, oh well, just like bust inside of me. I want to have your baby. I mean, this guy doesn't have anything. Like, he lives with his moms. I'm like, come on now. What is wrong with Black women? I'm starting to think Black women got psychological issues.
Could it be that
I think everybody has psychological issues. It's just whether it's to a level of where it's toxic.
Could it be that perhaps like maybe because there are some Black men that I guess they show like potential. Like you remember when everybody every Black man thought he was the next Lil Wayne or great rapper and was selling CDs out of the back of his trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
sure do.
Yeah.
What? So you saying the women saw them as potential rappers?
Well, I'll just use that as an example, but the point is potential. They see potential in him. Like, maybe I could convince them to change.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's true. They think having a baby by the man is going to keep the man, and that's going to make them change. No matter how many times, no matter how many baby daddies they have, it's just they won't learn. They don't want to listen. I mean, just like Sinji was trying to say, do selective breeding. If you're not going to be able to take care of that child, and that man is not going to be in that child's life, get an abortion. And they didn't want to do it. So look, the Black community is, I'm sorry, but it's screwed. Black women are never, ever going to stop waiting on Black men to be leaders. That's not going to happen. They just I just feel like black people are headed towards being a permanent underclass, and it's because black women don't want to take their position. We are a matriarchy race. I have to come to this conclusion because it's been so many years of black men being free. I don't want to take up too much time, DJ, but black men have been so they've been free. Like it's slavery's been over like what 199 years ago, and they still and now black women, they not defunded the police, but this Black Lives Matter thing, this black woman who sat down there and talking about defund the police. Now black men, that still didn't change black men. That still didn't change them. What did you think was going to happen when they got rid of police brutality? Did you really think that these people were going to change? It's even worse now because now you don't have any protection. Now they're gonna go they're gonna go ape-ish, and they're gonna like really start attacking black women out in these streets. Black women can say like the slightest that they're gonna start jumping on black women. Okay,
they already do that. There's no going. They are. I mean, black women are deleted at 4.5 every 4.5 hours or something like that, or every 5 hours. That's a lot. Now, not nearly as much as black men versus black men, but it's still not good. It's still not a good number. So what you're saying, the going part is here. The going part is here. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So everything you said was accurate, but the going part is here.
Yeah, but you know what, DJ? I'm so mad. I have never marched when there was police brutality happened, and I have never marched to defund the police because I imagine a world where there was you had no consequence for doing stuff to people, like to doing assault to women. Imagine there was no consequence look at Africa right now. Look at the countries where black men are in, like Haiti and all this stuff. Look what they're doing to the women over there. It's no holds bar. It's like it's crazy. If we didn't have the protection of the police, then I'm just saying that if things keep going the way it's going, we're gonna start to have very little protection. The domestic violence is going to be on an all-time high, even more so than it already is.
True. Well said, Ellen. Well said. Well, Darnell, what are your thoughts for the evening?
My thoughts are definitely. I think I apologize, man. What you're going by Ellen Ripley, like from
Ellen Ripley.
Yeah, that's just one of my other names. But yeah, I mean, I know you know who I am, Darnell. So
yeah, but isn't that Ellen Ripley from Alien?
Yeah, from Alien.
Yeah,
there's a reason why I put that name, but
hey, I like it.
No, you made some very good points in there to support the BLM, the defund the police movement, et cetera. But it kind of segues into what I was saying earlier. Like, for whatever reason in the black community, bad is good. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but bad seems to be good. Yes, let's defund the police. So let's get rid of the police. And crime starts going up. Things of that nature in our neighborhood. But and like I said earlier, the corrupt. I'm not even talking about rappers now. I'm talking about politicians, but the corrupt black politicians that you see leading the community. Like I said, the good ones. Matter of fact, a few people in the chat they knew exactly what I was talking about when I said Dennis Archer and Kwame Kilpatrick. Dennis Archer was a good mayor. Nobody respected him. Nobody respected him.
That's true. I agree. They treated Mr. Archer. It sounds like they treated him like people treat Russell Wilson. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of similar, like, oh wow, he's a square or he whatever. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because he wasn't running the streets. I mean, he didn't sound black. You know, I guess he didn't sound black. You know, he didn't speak the jive and stuff. And he had Kwame Kilpatrick. I remember, you know, Kwame Kilpatrick, I mean, was robbing the city blind, and you still had the city of Detroit, you know, out there trying to defend him.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Wait,
So,
how did he get away with deleting a hooker?
Well, she was a stripper, but
Oh, I know. It was Dennis Archer. Like a he was in. I want to say he was in architecture or building or property something. Yeah, I'm looking at him now. Let's put him on for a minute. Let's put him on for a real quick clip. Why not? Let's throw
the
him
studio
on.
right now. Former Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer. I want to continue that question she's talking about. The pensioners. I mean, are they guaranteed to get their pensions, or could this just all go away?
Well, first of all, Kevin Orr has 90 days to satisfy a bankruptcy judge with evidence that the city does not have the financial wherewithal to meet its debts. If he can make that case, then it's up to the bankruptcy judge and the evidence that's presented to him as to who is going to have to give up what.
Bear the burden. Yeah.
The risk that is run by everyone is the fact that once the bankruptcy judge takes a look and sees what the city does not have by way of finances, it could be more devastating than what the emergency financial manager was prepared to offer.
10 cents on the dollar or less.
Well, I don't know exactly what the dollar amount or the cents are going to be. But
okay, let me pause right there. But there he is right there, right? Dennis,
Yep,
that's
that's him.
Dennis Archer, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look like a lame to me.
But that's how he was treated back in the 90s when he was in office. That's how he was treated. I remember.
Maybe they thought that he was going to stop their crack or something from coming in. Or I don't know what that, but he looked like a normal guy.
Yeah, yeah. He tried to bring in jobs. Like I said, he negotiated the Detroit Lions to come back to play in Detroit, because they weren't playing in Detroit for like decades. They just kept the name Detroit Lions. But he built a Ford Field where the Lions play now. He's the architect of that. He had that stadium built for the Lions.
Wow.
He kept the Tigers wanted to leave Detroit because they used to play in Tiger Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
It's torn down now, but the Tigers were about to move, and he negotiated to keep the Tigers there. And then he brought in the casino. And the casinos, they just wanted to milk Detroit. He's like, no, wait a minute. You're not going to milk us. You're going to put hotels. Because when people come here, I don't want them just to come here to gamble and leave. I want them to stay. I want them to spend money. I want them to provide jobs.
And what you're saying is this, a lot of people don't know this, that there is another dynamic as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Black leaders that we do have that are good enough to lead the Black community, believe it or not, many times they basically, their value is so high, they get named CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I think they would probably stay if they could improve the Black community, but they know that, believe it or not, I think the hip hop culture, I'm calling it, per se, is way too powerful for them to fight against. And I think Dennis Archer is perfect example. Articulate brother, knew how to make money, it seems, knew how to lead, knew how to revitalize a community, but they weren't having any of that. And Detroit is pretty Black, so I assume that the only reason he lost was because they wanted somebody else more.
Well, he actually didn't lose. He just got tired. He just said, "Screw it."
He just left. Got it.
Yeah. I wouldn't care what those people thought. I would have just did what I set out to do. That's why I'm saying that Black men give up too easily. I mean, like, why would you?
I apologize for cutting you off, man, but what do you call a leader with no followers?
A leader with no power. What do you mean? Like he didn't have any
You
power?
said the leader with no followers.
Oh, with no follow. Well, I mean, sometimes you have to lead with an iron rod. Like, you know what the acronym for war means? We are right. I mean, if you believe in something, you fight for what you believe in, and you don't stop until you know it's either submit or be deleted. I mean, that's what I feel like a leader. If you see that your people are in really, really bad shape and you want to bring your people back from the the dead. I don't know if I can say that. And you know that we have to really be forceful and assertive in doing this because we've been so brainwashed and our mind has been so hijacked. It's like we've been psychically hijacked and mentally hijacked. So we have to really we don't have time to try to win a popularity contest. We just have to like lead. Someone has to be a leader. Someone has to lead with an iron fist because you know I was looking at this this leader, and I believe he was in the 1960s. It was in Haiti. Duvalier. Anybody ever heard of him?
Wait, no, I
Okay,
haven't.
so he was a president. Duvalier, the first one, the father, and he ruled Haiti with an iron rod. They had jobs. The Haitian dollar was equivalent to the American dollar. That no one was starving in Haiti. Haiti had jobs. It was hardly any crimes. But when the U.S. government put in, you know, they put in who they want to put in so they could control Haiti. That's now Haiti is a third world country. Like they're eating mud pies and stuff, and it's just they're so poverty stricken.
Let's
So
go back
we
to this
have to
video.
we have to really lead with an iron fist.
Yeah. But
Let's go back to this video real quick. Hold on. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
I was able to have when I spent time with my father that I couldn't get when I was with my mother. There was things that I was always able to get as far as nurturing and being cared for and being babied from my mother that I couldn't get from my father. And obviously divine order is mother and father to make baby, right? So I definitely didn't want to lose neither one of them.
Did you change?
I definitely changed because I wasn't I couldn't figure out how to find my the behaved kid that I was, even though I was still getting into shit. The bullshit really started once my mother and my father got a divorce. The misbehaving really started picking up. The disrespect started to pick up and intensify. The anger was just a lot more.
Why?
It overwhelmed me more because I wasn't happy with my situation. And then I wasn't happy with the way that I was directly impacted by their beef. So like, you know, there would be times when if my mother and my father wasn't getting along, fresh discrepancy between the two of them, say like the day when my father supposed to pick up me and my brother, because I only got one younger brother, and say he supposed to come and pick us up on this day and particularly for his visitation weekend. If an argument started with the two of them that morning, you know, my father would get to the house and then my mother wouldn't even let us go. And we would look and see him in the front of the house from the window. And my mom's would just be on some bullshit.
How did you feel looking at him from the window?
It was fucking crazy.
You wanted to go, I'm guessing.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? Because
Notice how he's taking his father's side of the story. We don't know what that bullshit was.
there was things and there was other family that obviously was on my father's side, cousins and kids from the neighborhoods of the Cousins part of Brooklyn or Queens and different areas of New York that we would go, that we had friends and with the family and with the neighborhood friends that we met through our other family and other cousins and things of that nature in the different neighborhoods. We wouldn't get to see these people until dad came to get us, because moms wasn't cool really with that side of the family like that. My father's side of the family wasn't really rocking with my mother's side of the family like that. So if that rotation didn't happen in the visits, we didn't get to enjoy that. We missed our dad. We was only getting the opportunity to see him, you know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, or sometimes once a month if they beefing with each other.
Did your relationship with your father at that point kind of become a bit strained?
Let me pause this. I wonder what that beefing was.
And he doesn't know. Like, maybe she had to fight for him to go and visit with them.
Right.
Like, maybe she had to say, look, you need to come see your kids. But she never told him that. She probably just was saying that, you know, your father, you're only going to visit him once a week. Maybe she had to really force his father to come and see them.
Right. See, and that happened. This again happened with seems to be a trend I see happening where Black men, even though their mother took care of them for the majority of the time, they have a problem with their mother and they side with their father, even though their father could be somebody who had been to jail, prison, could have been, you know, abusive, many things, many different things. And for some reason, I believe a lot of younger men, they take the side of their fathers, even if they know that their father did their mother wrong, because they're men themselves and they have the same traits and they grew up with the same traits. That's my theory, of course.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, and I just played, you know, that short clip of Busta Rhymes telling us about his four women and his 6 kids, that he had such what seemed to be a limited amount of interaction and relationship with, that it took them until those kids were probably in their late mid-20s, early 30s to meet. That right there tells you that listening to what Busta has to say about whatever his mother had to say might not be the best source, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to leave it there for now. We're going to do a part 2 probably later this week. Next week, I should say. I think it's important that we revisit Busta Rhymes because there is a lot going on here. And I believe he's a perfect representative of the Black community and the mentality of a lot of older Black men now. I think I'm even more convinced about that right now. So if you guys have any questions, let me know now. If you have any questions in the chat, let me know now and we'll answer them. I'll wait about up to about a minute or two for us to answer these questions. I think it's important.
Yeah. The only thing I just wanted to say, DJ Torch, you know, I just wanted to push for it. I mean, I know it was off topic, but you know, like I said, the city of Detroit and its politics. If you could do a show on that, and I think that can chime in on why the Black community is failing. Detroit, in my opinion, is a prime example.
Yeah, I agree. Done. Done.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll start working on. I'll start working on. I'm sorry. I'll start working on it on my end, and then you can definitely give me your input as well.
Oh, most definitely. And it sounds like a lady. I think she must have lived in Detroit at some time, because she's very familiar. I was reading her comments in the chat. She was very familiar with Archer and Dennis Archer and Kwame Kilpatrick. You know, So it definitely look up Kwame. I mean, Kwame Kilpatrick is the Dusty. You're gonna read about him, and that's the guy that killed the stripper. Or well, I can't say he did it, but legally.
I just need to ask a question. DJ, do you think you don't believe that black men? It's like the good cop, bad cop. They want to say that the white man is the evil and it's the devil and all this stupid make believe stuff that we've been taught in our race. Okay, but you don't think that black men, since black men did sell their own people into slavery, not taking the fact away that white people created the specific form of slavery that happened to black people. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I just want to know, do you think that black men really want to lead, or do you just think that they want to run through women? Because all they've been doing since they've been freed out of slavery is running through women, no matter what race they are, no matter what ethnicity they are, and leaving illegitimate kids. And they have not built anything besides a mud hut, but they haven't built anything. They haven't built any type of societies, any they don't have anything in this country, which is the greatest country in the world. They don't have any power over their congressmen. They don't have any. They haven't built anything, like any businesses for black women and children to feel safe or anything. So I'm like, do you really think this is what they want, or do they just want to run through women?
I think they want both.
Yeah,
So you think they want to be bothered with like running a structured society?
Well, it depends. Let me say it like this. There's a certain percentage of black men that do want to lead, but that percentage, at least from what I was told, is 15%. And that was from somebody from the manosphere. So that's a good number. What I mean by good number, it's something that they named. Now, if anyone wants to come on and later on another live and debate that would be great. But to me, the 15% of black men are what this black male who sees himself as a leader and also is a manosphere guy says 15%. 15%. So you can generally say, if that's the case in general, you can safely say that we generally don't want to lead. And if we did, we would be great leaders if we did, but we're not we don't want
Okay. Can I this is the last thing I wanted to say.
Sure.
Why is it that black men, the only men on this planet, on the planet Earth, that get so much pleasure and so much like it to the point where he gets butterflies in his stomach, gets so much joy putting down his own race of women? I mean, if the woman is supposed to be the foundation, if the woman is supposed to have the resources, she's the one that built nations, and she's the one that nurtures and raises the your offspring.
I have a good answer for you. How can somebody feel good about other people if they don't even feel good about themselves?
Yeah, but what's making them feel not good? Another man? Like, how could you let another man brain screw you like that?
There's more. There's more to it, but at the bottom line, look at perfect example, Busta Rhymes, right? Busta Rhymes. Let me go to Busta Rhymes has been fighting depression for 10 years at least. It's probably been more than that. He's probably been fighting it for 10 years, but it's probably been with him for like 30 years. You see what I'm saying? So with that said, he's literally, he doesn't understand that. And his stats show, having, 4 6 kids with 4 women and they never met, it almost tells you that he probably wasn't the best person in the world to those women. So that and his violent history, they don't realize that he never really said anything about, oh yeah, this I was mean to this, young lady or to my kids, and I knew I needed to make a change, and that's why I went to fight depression. He fought depression because he was feeling bad for himself. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, the problem is that he's not an outlier. And when it comes to the mentality of a lot of men his age and his race in our community, he's not an outlier. But see, black men, we don't want to fight our demons. We want to fight black women who are not our demons. Our demons could be some type of some addiction. It could be depression. It could be psychological issues. It could be education. It could be fighting, even certain levels of bigotry. But what we are doing is we're taking our frustrations and our weaknesses and our demons and we're throwing them onto women. And that's
just an excuse because they scared of every other man, because they're not gonna do that. They know another man, whether he be from whatever race, will take a gun and blow their brains out. So they think that it's more easier and it's safe. Of course it is, for them to like bully women and blame women instead of going up to the man and saying, hey, look, it's your fault. I'm tired of you. Why don't you just leave me alone? Get out of here. They know it could mean life or death for them. So it's much easier to abuse black women who they feel as though don't have any protection.
True. All right, folks, let's head it on out. I'm going to end this with what Busta Rhymes was saying about his wonderful family. Here we go.
I have 4 mothers of my children, right? I have 6 kids. One of my kids wasn't there because he had an obligation, my son Sicario. But my daughter,
it is Sicario. I just saw it. It is Sicario. Let me double check because that's an important aspect. Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes, twin brother, no. Let's see if this has it here. Here's a picture of him. Now, Tribe Called Quest. I don't know about their history, but their music was off the chain. Okay.
Wait, his son was part of a Tribe Called Quest? No way.
No, he wasn't. No, what I'm saying, he looked like he collabed with them though.
Oh, okay,
which is a good mix. But remember, I'm only thinking about it like Break Your Neck. That's the other one I was thinking about. Now, where's his kids' names? Sia Woods, Mariah, Tiki, Casey, Trillion, Miracle Smith. I don't see anything about Sicario. So I got to go by what I saw. So basically, he named one of his sons an assassin. I guess. Is that accurate, Ellen? Sicario?
Yeah, that's the movie from the movie Sicario. He was an assassin. So
yeah, that was one of my. I remember the movie distinctly because it was very well done. It was off the chain.
my daughter Mariah, my son Shirley, and my son Takai, my son Taziah, my nephew Elijah was there with me. And that's the first time I ever saw them all in the same room.
All right, everybody. Shout out to Robert Dreams in the house, Hey Lady in the house, Blue Diamond in the house, Rena in the house, Pray Yoga in the house, on stage, Cornell and Ellen Ripley. Blue Diamond in the house, King Lucifer in the house, King Lady in the house, Pray Yoga, Mr. Nubian, Lucy.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Miss RV.
Either way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
The enlightened them.
To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one, yeah. Susceptible lies.
In
before the moment flies.
Bridget Mouton.
So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one.
Raya Smith.
Susceptible lies before the moment flies. It's not a problem, cause I know what I'm getting into. Yeah, and nothing can stop me, cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Henry Moore.
I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one.
Lady Rindy.
Susceptible lies before the moment flies.
The LW Academy Hub for Women.
So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one.
Why is seeking knowledge?
Susceptible lies before the moment flies.
See everybody on the next one.